taarifu zaidi.
Ni bayana makaburi ya Lang'ata yamejaa. Kulingana na jopo kazi lililobuniwa na Wizara ya Afya, kuna haja ya waziri wa afya kutoa tangazo maalum la kusitisha shughuli katika eneo hilo na kwa serikali ya kaunti ya Nairobi kutafuta ardhi mbadala. Jopo kazi hilo limesema kuna hali ya hatari ya kiafya iwapo serikali ya kaunti itaendelea kuruhusu kuzikwa kwa zaidi ya mtu mmoja kwa kaburi moja.
The city county of Nairobi should ensure all burials taking place in that cemetery comply with public health legal requirements governing such practices to avoid infectious disease spread, social stigma and pollution of the environment.
Serikali ya kaunti pia imehimizwa kuanzisha mchakato wa kurejesha ardhi ya ekari 5 kando na maziara ya Lang'ata katika mtaa wa Royal Park inayodaiwa kunyakuliwa.
Nairobi City County should reclaim grabbed land adjacent to the cemetery for expansion purposes. We advised that Nairobi City County to be compelled by the National Assembly to obtain all the necessary ownership of documentation for the said land.
Swala la usalama pia liliangaziwa, jopo kazi likitaka kuwekwa kwa ua kuzuia visa vya uhalifu kama vile kutupwa kwa mabaki ya miili, kufichwa kwa vifaa vya wizi na wanyamapori kuchimbua makaburi. Wizara ya Afya ikisema mapendekezo yatatekelezwa ipasavyo.
We are solidly behind the recommendations that were made by the select committee that they should be implemented to the last one.
Ripoti imearifu kuwa watu 30 huzikwa katika maziara hayo kila wiki, huku zaidi ya miili 57,000 ikiwa imezikwa tangu kuanzishwa mwaka 1958. Gatete Njoroge, Runinga ya Citizen.
Na mtazamaji, tukitoka Lang'ata hapa Nairobi tuelekee Mombasa, ambapo maafisa wawili wa kaunti hiyo wamesimamishwa kazi kwa muda kufuatia kuzama na kisha kuporomoshwa kwa jengo la ghorofa 10. Mwili wa jamaa aliyekuwa ndani ya jengo kabla ya kuangushwa umetolewa na kuzikwa hii leo, huku mashirika ya kutetea haki yakitaka uchunguzi kuharakishwa na familia ya Yusuf Ali Abdi aliyefariki kupata haki. Francis Mpelaki anaarifu kutoka kaunti ya Mombasa.
Siku kadhaa baada ya jengo hili la ghorofa 10 kuzama ardhini na kuangusha na wanajeshi, mwili wa Yusuf Ali Abdi ulitolewa ndani ya vifusi vya jengo hilo hii leo na kuzikwa. Familia ya Yusuf imekiri kuwa na wakati mgumu wa kufahamu ni vipi jamaa yao alisalia kwenye jengo hilo.
There is nothing has been hidden from us. Anything we say was taken to account. Any rumor we hear was being implemented.
The deceased happened to be there before even the building tilted. We tried to be able to evacuate and remove him before. It was impossible without having caused so much deaths on others who are going to be operating that area.
Afisa mmoja wa kaunti amesimamishwa kazi kwa muda na mwingine kuelekea likizo ya lazima ili kutoa nafasi ya uchunguzi kufanywa. Mashirika ya kutetea haki yametaka uchunguzi wa kina kufanywa na watakaopatikana na makosa ya kuzembea kazini kuchukuliwa hatua za kisheria.
Haki ifanywe, itekelezwe kwa familia. Ni wakati kama huu hatutaki speculation. We demand investigation ifanywe kamilifu.
One person has been suspended, one person has been sent on compulsory leave. Allow me to be able to finalize on that particular report. And that report, as I had said, will be shared to yourselves. I will be there myself together with the team. And the team, by the way, is totally independent from any county government personnel.
Wakati huo, hospitali ya Makadara imefunguliwa tena na kuanza kutoa huduma, vitengo vya usalama vikisema vililenga kupunguza maafa zaidi kutokea katika zoezi kama hili.
Tumeweza kuhamisha familia 60,000 people. Tumefunga hospitali na nafikiri ndio demolition ya kwanza kufanya kwa nchi ya Kenya, controlled demolition.
So we had to approach the demolition in a way that there is minimal damage and loss of life.
Shughuli ya kuondoa vifusi bado inaendelea katika eneo la mkasa, wakati ambapo familia zinazoishi katika eneo hili na wafanyabiashara wakiitaka serikali ya kaunti kuweza kuharakisha zoezi hili ili waendelee na shughuli zao. Francis Mtulaki, Ringa Citizen, Mombasa.
Naam, kwetu ni kusema pole tu kwa familia ile ambayo imeweza kupoteza mpendo wao na amezikwa siku hii ya leo. Mtazamaji, kwa siku ya pili mfululizo zaidi ya familia 20 kutoka Ngelani, Mavoko, kaunti ya Machakos salazimika kuvumilia baridi kali baada ya watu wasiojulikana kutekeleza uvamizi na kubomoa nyumba kadhaa usiku wa kuamkia Jumamosi. Familia zilizoathirika zinasema zimepata hasara ya mamilioni ya pesa licha ya kuishi sehemu hiyo kwa zaidi ya miaka 7. Na kama anavyoarifu mwanahabari wetu Crispin Otieno, wenyeji hao sasa wanataka maafisa wa serikali kuingilia kati na kutatua hatua ya kufurushwa kwao.
Ni tukio ambalo limeacha wakazi wa eneo la Ngelani wakiwa na majonzi na mahangaiko tele. Sehemu ambayo wamekuwa wakiishi kwa muda mrefu ikivamiwa na nyumba kuharibiwa chini ya saa 2 na watu wanaoaminika kuwa maafisa wa polisi kwa ushirikiano na wahuni. Usiku wa kuamkia Jumamosi, zaidi ya vijana 200 wakiwa na maafisa wa polisi walifika hapa na kuanza ubomozi wa zaidi ya nyumba 20 eneo hili kufuatia agizo ambalo walisema kuwa lilitoka katika ngazi za juu. Wangoi Waweru ni miongoni mwa wale waliokumbana na hasara hiyo. Jumba lake la kifahari lilimgharimu mamilioni ya pesa likiporomoshwa kwa dakika 30 tu, wasijue pa kuanzia wala kumalizia.
We were ambushed at 2 in the morning, no notice, nothing, no one said anything. We tried to ask the police officers who are here. Everyone says orders from above, so we are wondering, how is it orders from above inakuja kutunyanyasa sisi? Yeah. Now we have children, we don't know where to take our children, we have young children.
Usoni ni dhihirisho tosha kwamba yote si sawa eneo hili. Kinachowashangaza wengi hapa ni jinsi waliofika hapa walivyofunika nambari za usajili wa magari yao wakiwa na silaha hatari. OCPD wa Mavoko akikanusha kuhusika katika operesheni hiyo.
Huwezi jua hii gari ni ya polisi ya ukweli ama ni makaratasi walikuwa wamebandika. Hatuwezi jua hawa walikuwa maafisa wa ukweli ama walikuwa, lakini walikuwa wamejihami. Nyumba sina makao kwa sasa hivi ninavyozungumza. Niko na familia, niko na watoto. Sasa hata sijui jua linapoelekea kutua, basi mimi wasiwasi inazidi.
Kulikuwa na guns, walikuwa na miti na mapanga, walikuwa wanaingia wanatupora, wanachukua simu, wanachukua TV, gas.
Where do we sleep tonight? So tunataka tu serikali to let us know where do we go.
Licha ya kuathirika kiasi hicho, wengi wanalilia serikali kuingilia kati na kujua kinachoendelea katika kipande hicho cha ardhi. Crispin Otieno, Runinga ya Citizen.
Na mtazamaji, na Wakristo kote duniani leo waliadhimisha Jumapili ya Mitende, huku ibada zikisheheni wito wa uongozi bora. Askofu wa Nyahururu Joseph Mbatia akiwasuta wanasiasa kwa kueneza chuki na kusababisha kulemazwa kwa miradi ya maendeleo. Laura Otieno na taarifa hiyo kwa kina.
Mamia ya Wakristo hii leo walimiminika katika barabara za kaunti ya Kisumu kuadhimisha Jumapili ya Mitende. Licha ya manyunyu, ibada zilikuwa na taswira ya uchangamfu, huku mahubiri ya kisheheni masala ya uongozi bora.
Hakuna uongozi bora. Uongozi ule uko ni kama ule ulikuwa na wa makuhani na waandishi kwa wakati ule Yesu alikuweko. Kwa hivyo tuombe nchi yetu iwe na uongozi bora,
kwa sababu ni kipindi ambacho Kristo analeta upatanishi ili viongozi wetu katika hali zao waweze kuelewana ili tuendelee mbele. Kufa kwake Kristo kulete mazuri, kufa na kufufuka kulete mema.
Vilevile, Wakristo katika kaunti za Nyamira, Kisii na Nyandarua pia waliadhimisha siku hiyo, huku waumini wakiwataka Wakenya kudumisha umoja.
The teachings of Jesus Christ teach us about tolerating each other. How I wish that as a nation we are able to tolerate each other and embrace this time and resurrect again.
Jumapili ya Mitende inaashiria wiki ya mwisho ya Kwaresima, huku Wakristo wakitarajiwa kusherehekea Pasaka wiki ijayo. Laura Otieno, runinga ya Citizen.
Na Rais William Ruto sasa anasema atawaibisha wale ambao wanashuku uwezo wake wa kutimiza ahadi alizotoa kwa Wakenya. Rais akisema wanaoendesha kampeni kwamba yeye ni muongo watashangazwa na utendakazi wake hivi karibuni. Na kama anavyoarifu Emmanuel To, Ruto pia alionekana kuzamia zogo la tamthilia ya wasichana wa Butere Girls ya Echoes of War, akiapa kuwalinda watoto wa Kenya dhidi ya mafunzo ya chuki.
Akizungumza katika eneo bunge la Keyo South, County Elgeyo Marakwet Jumapili, Rais William Ruto aliendelea kujitetea kuhusu madai ya wapinzani wake kwamba ni mchache wa kusema ukweli, akisema atawaduaza wanaomshuku.
Naona kuna watu wako na wasiwasi. Wale wanasema hiyo amesema ni uongo, hiyo amesema. Mimi nataka niwaeleze hawa watu wanaosema ati yale tunasema haitafanyika, tutawaaibisha. In a very short while tutawashangaza.
Rais Ruto akiahidi kutekeleza ahadi zake za kampeni za kabla na baada ya uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka 2022.
We are going to make sure that we acquit ourselves of every commitment we have made. Na mimi si wazimu, I know what I'm doing. So hii maneno yote tutapangana namna hiyo.
Rais alionekana kuzungumzia tamthilia tata ya Echoes of War ya aliyekuwa katibu mkuu wa UDA Cleopas Malala, pia akitoa onyo kwa wale wanaosema wanawachochea wanafunzi kupitia kwa mafunzo potovu.
We must equally protect all our children from pedophiles, from drug peddlers, and from those who want to corrupt our children and teach them to hate their parents or their teachers or their leaders or their nation.
We give you glory and the honor. Kauli ambazo naibu wake Profesa Kithure Kindiki pia aliunga mkono alipohudhuria ibada katika kaunti ya Narok.
This administration is keen to bring equality and equity across Kenya, to make sure that every community, every county, every place in Kenya.
Hii siasa ingine ambayo tunasikia watu wengine wanajaribu kukoroga, mimi nataka tu kukuhakikishia kama gavana wa kaunti hii ya kwamba sisi tunasikiza vile rais wetu anasema. Hiyo mambo ingine wacha hao wenyewe waseme pali wako, lakini hapa kaunti ya Narok na Rift Valley kwa jumla tuko pamoja na nyinyi.
Emmanuel To, runinga ya Citizen.
Na mtazamaji, bado tuna taarifa nyingi ambazo tumekuandalia katika siku ya leo. Tunachukua mapumziko mafupi, lakini kama unavyojua duniani kwamba fanya unachofanya lakini usiharibu utu kwa kitu, lakini bora uharibu kitu kwa utu. Mengi baada ya muda mrefu. kama vile Tala kuja kuungana na kituo hicho cha redio kwa ibada ya Jumapili. Vituo vya redio vinavyomilikiwa na kampuni ya Royal Media Services vimekuwa vikishiriki kampeni ya kujumuika na waumini kwa ibada katika Jumapili kadhaa zilizopita kama njia moja ya kueneza Injili.
Nimetoka mbali kwa ajili ya kuja kuona na pia kushukuru na pia kuimba na waimbaji wenzangu na kuhubiri pamoja tukiwa na Musi FM. Tunashukuru Musi FM kwa ajili ya kueneza Injili na kwa ajili ya bidii ambao wamefanya ili tuone tumehubiri neno la Mungu.
Leo tumekuja hapa Mlolongo tukashiriki na kanisa tukajenga, sababu Biblia inasema tujenge kanisa la Bwana, and we are so happy that tumekuwa na mashabiki wetu siku ya leo.
Tumeshiriki na washirika wa Sanctuary of Love Worship Center in Mlolongo. Tumeabudu nao na pia tumekuja kwa ajili ya kujenga kanisa. Mashabiki wamejitokeza kwa wingi kuabudu nasi na tunawashukuru na wazidi kusikiza Musi FM.
Ukiwa mtoto, dream yako ilikuwa small. But sahi umeshika kado ama umeget far more, dream yako imegrow. Big or small, you can jenga your dream home affordably. It's time to jenga your dreams with KCB Affordable Mortgage. Call us on 0711-087-000 or visit www.kcbgroup.com/mortgages to learn more. KCB, for people, for better.
Royal Mabati Factory Limited, your one-stop shop for affordable and quality guaranteed roofing solutions. Grab our offers. Pay 40%, get same-day production, relax at home, and enjoy free delivery. Call us on 0722 638383. Order today at www.royalmabati.com.
Sikia, ni juicy. Flavor zote tamu tena fruity. Yummy na flow kama maji, juu ni tamu kama sali. Ni juicy. Are you bored? Kuna vitu zinakuudhi, usijali my bro, hebu kama nataka juicy juni.
Na mtazamaji, tuelekee kuangazia taarifa za michezo ambapo Mkenya Bernard Biwott alikata utepe na kuibuka bingwa mbio za marathon za Paris nchini Ufaransa leo asubuhi, huko Angela Tanui akimaliza watatu upande wa wanawake, mbio zilizonyakuliwa na Muethiopia Bedatu Hirpa. Biwott mwenye miaka 22 alinyakua ubingwa huo akiwaacha wenzake kwa umbali zikisalia kilomita 10, akimaliza kwa kutumia masaa 2 dakika 5 na sekunde 25 ukiwa muda wake bora zaidi. Ibrahim Hassan wa Djibouti alimaliza wa pili, huku Mkenya mwingine Sila Kiptoo akifunga tatu bora. Bingwa wa mwaka 2021 wa mbio za masafa za Amsterdam alitumia masaa 2 dakika 21 sekunde 7 akimaliza watatu kwa wanawake, ambapo wa Ethiopia Hirpa na Deradida walinyakua nafasi za kwanza na pili mtawalia.
Salah Kiptoo is going to complete the podium.
Na mtazamaji, na baada ya taarifa hiyo ya spoti tunakamilisha taarifa zetu kwa sasa, lakini katika siku ya leo kama ilivyokuwa jana, ujio mpya ule wa Diaspora Connect katika siku ya leo ni ujio mpya wa mgeni ambaye anahitaji mapokezi yako, ambapo si mwingine ni Uliza Daktari. Itakuwa ni kipindi kinachotoa fursa kwa Wakenya kupitia nambari ya ujumbe mfupi, mitandao ya kijamii, hata kupiga simu kuuliza madaktari maswali kutokana na shida walizonazo, na madaktari watakuwa wanawatendea haki kuwasaidia ili kuimarisha afya zao. Kwa ufupi, Uliza Daktari ni afya kipaumbele, maslahi ni kwako mtazamaji. Naitwa Rashid Abdalla, niweke mahali pema moyoni.
Na payslip yako unaweza pata mobile loan ya
switch up your game. Open up to more fun, more adventure. Be bold. Be the unapologetic dreamer. Because you deserve more. Pepsi, thirsty for more.
Oh, that's amazing. How did you get to know how to do all these things?
I just learned.
How? And how comes you're not able to teach me?
Because I don't want you to learn.
You don't want me to learn? You don't want competition?
Yeah.
Why not?
I always want to beat you.
You always want to beat me, but competition makes you stronger.
But I'm better than you.
You're better than me?
Yeah.
In what way are you better than me?
Every way.
Every way. Okay.
Hey, you see, you're losing again.
Come on. Now, you know...
Mike, where are your sisters? They were supposed to be here to pick marks.
Tina said she's going to be here in about an hour or so.
I don't think I have an hour. I have a very important meeting with a client. Then after that, my girls will be waiting for me because we are going makeup shopping. There's this new shop we need to sample in town.
Rachel, what do you want me to do? Huh? I have back-to-back meetings for the entire day.
Mike, I heard your mother and sister say that they can take care of both of you. Huh? That I'm not good enough for you.
Oh my goodness, I thought I was coming back to a peaceful house.
Well, this is my kind of peace. Wako wapi? Wachukue mtoto wao. Juu mimi sina mtoto.
Rachel, you can't say that in front of Max.
Well, he also knows that I'm not his mother. Mike, you cannot pin such responsibilities on me, yet you don't even respect me. Huh? If you can't take care of him, just take him to your mother, or better still, get a nanny.
Cool. Hello? Hey. Yeah, can you please do me a favor? I need you to look after Max for like a couple of hours or something. Awesome. Okay, thank you very much. I owe you one, huh? Okay. Yeah, so they'll be in 5 minutes.
Good.
Yo, big boy.
Yeah?
I'm going to work, huh?
Okay,
You're going to be good, huh?
Yes.
Okay, nice. I'll see you later when I come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ebu reduce that volume. I don't want noise.
Stano. Mimi kuna kitu hapa sitakuwa nakubaliana nayo. Ati haiwezekani ati mtu akienda off tunafosiwa kufanya kazi yake.
Hata mimi hiyo story inifurahishi hata kidogo.
Kama sasa Sarome hakuji kazi ati aliniambia ameshikanisha masiku zake mbili za off. Na sasa ndio tunafaa kushughulikia mbuzi za mzee na vile zinadukaga vibaya.
Hiyo haiwezekani. Leo nafaa kupika chapati, mandazi na samosa. Tapata wapi time ya kwenda kwa mbuzi?
What is the meaning of that? Kumaanisha mimi ndio nitashughulikia hiyo kazi yote. Hata mimi nafua, naosha maguo, naosha huku kwa nyumba na bado nashughulikia watoto wa Lisa.
Itabidi Petrofina yeye ndiye ameenda huko leo. Hata sijaimuona iko hiyo nini?
Unafikiria Mama Chari atakubali geti mtu iachwe peke yake? Hatakubali.
Hiyo si shida yangu. Acha mwenye kupanga kazi apange. Lakini lazima tujulishe Mike. Hii historia ya kushikilia watu kazi na bado zetu zitatungoja haitawezekana. Na pia lazima tujulishe Mama Chari.
Mnataka kumwambia Mama Chari nini?
Umepata tukidiscuss hii maneno ati mtu akienda off wengine ndio wanabaki wakifanya kazi yake.
Nafanya kelele kwa sababu nilikuambia ufanye kazi kwa shamba mkiwa na Salome.
For example that time nilisaidia Salome kufanya kazi yake yote, halafu nikaingia nikapata yangu bado inanigojea. Nilienda nyumbani kama nimechoka sana. It's not fair. It's very unfair.
Maria, wewe unapenda siasa sana.
Sio siasa napenda. Kama saa hii like today Petrofina haja kuja kazi na sijui hata tataingia saa ngapi. Na hiyo geta haiwezi kaa hivyo. Mtu mmoja wetu ataambiwa aende amshikilie hivyo. Na vile hapo kuna kuaga na jua kali. Angalia hata vile niko na sunburn.
Asante sana kunijulisha. Sasa enda
ukae kwa geti na usitoke hapo mpaka Petrofina afike.
Nani? Never. Not unless mimi nalipo hizo pesa zake za leo.
Toka! Ama uchukue mizigo yako uende nyumbani.
See now, you see? You are forcing us. Sasa mtu atajikana anisha ama tufanye namna gani? Uko huku na kule ya orofa.
Stanley.
Yes.
I think I might bring back some of my friends. Make sure that those chapatis are enough, eh?
Yes, madam.
Lisa.
Yes, mother.
The day I found you talking to Tina, what were you talking about?
Nothing much. Tina was telling me it's very difficult at home.
You advised her to run away. Huh? Lisa, you are the source of all the pain we are experiencing in this family with your loose tongue.
Did Tina tell you that I told her to run away?
She did not need to. I knew you were up to no good the time you walked out as I entered the room.
Tina is uncomfortable with her mother. How is that my fault?
I don't want you to be talking with my grandchildren. You are going to train them to create distance between us.
If they come to me for advice, I'm going to give it to them freely.
I forbid you.
Mother, stop wasting your breath. I've been a member of this family for the last 17 years. And you can't continue ordering me around, telling me what I can do and what I cannot do. Oh, Lisa, don't talk to this person. Oh, don't talk to this. Please, stop wasting your time.
And I have been in this house for the last 62 years. Let us see who wins.
I'm not competing with you.
I am coming back here with visitors. Will you clear out of my living room?
Yes. Hi, Maxie. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Fine.
Hey, you're growing tall just like your dad and handsome. So, Mike told me that you are rushing somewhere. You can leave now.
Huh? I hate your guts. What do you think you're doing in my house?
My baby daddy asked me to look after our son.
In my house?
Where else? Yeah, this is where he stays. Unless he was transferred somewhere else without me knowing.
Patricia, just leave. I don't have time for you. Just leave.
This is Mike's house. He invited me. So he alone can ask me to leave, okay?
You know, I saw what you did at his mother's house. And now you want to transfer that into my house?
Rachel, aren't you supposed to be rushing somewhere?
Yes. I have a very important meeting, and after that I'm going shopping with my girls.
Just like that. I wonder where exactly you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, and what exactly you're going shopping for.
Patricia, I swear.
Max, please, baby. Just go inside a moment, okay?
Okay.
You want to shout at me in front of my son. Rachel, I dare you. I dare you.
Sarafina, unafanya nini huku?
Ni mama alinituma akasema nikuje nimsimamie kazi.
Na mama yako ako wapi? Na ilikuwa ni lazima ufanye hizi maguo kubwa. Unakaa mzee wa gorito huko. Anyway, it is none of my business. Umefanya vizuri kukuja. Unajua vile nilikuwa nimeacha kazi nyingi huko kwa nyumba. Karibu sana. Sawa. Welcome.
Kuvuna zaidi na mavuno. Mbinu yetu maalum ya mazao na udongo ina virutubishi 12 muhimu, hivyo kuongeza mavuno kwa zaidi ya 30%. Mbolea ya mavuno inaboresha rutuba ya udongo, hurekebisha asidi na kusawazisha pH kwa mazao yenye afya. Ikiwa imejaa virutubishi vidogo, mbolea ya mavuno huongeza ladha, umbile, rangi na lishe ya mazao yako. Imethibitishwa kufanya vyema katika hali zote za hewa na kutoa matokeo ya muda mrefu. Tumia mbolea iliyochanganywa kutoka kwa mavuno pekee na sio mbolea iliyonyooka kama vile DAP na urea, kwani itaunguza udongo wako.
Investing helps you build a financial safety net for unexpected expenses, such as medical emergencies or job loss, reducing reliance on debt and giving you more control over your financial decisions.
Owe your money daily with ZD Money Market Fund, powered by M-Pesa. Opt in on your M-Pesa app or dial *334# today. Terms and conditions apply. ZD.
Usisumbuliwe tena na viwavi jeshi au fall armyworm. Kenagro tunakuletea dawa ya Emaron inayomaliza fall armyworm kwa mahindi kwa kikamilifu. Emaron, mwosho mmoja wa fall armyworm kutoka Kenagro.
Ukitumia dawa hizi zote, hakikisha kwamba umechanganya na Integra ili kuwezesha dawa kushika, kuenea, kupenya ndani ya mimea mara moja.
Green Life, the ultimate maize success formula. Ufanikisha ukulima wako.
Where do you think you're going?
What exactly is the color of your problem?
Where the hell do you think you're going?
I'm going to get myself some juice. So if you don't want me to go get it for myself, bring me a glass of juice. Serve me.
Serve you?
Yes, serve me a glass of cold juice, please.
Are you out of your senses?
You are losing this battle, Rachel. Mike, Max, and I are going to be a family again.
Over my dead body.
Then you better start planning your funeral already. Because Mike and I getting back together is inevitable. And his family has already accepted me.
Just shut up. Stop talking.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for making it so easy for me without your concern for Mike. So
I said stop talking.
If I were you, I'd start packing immediately. Your days are numbered, Rachel.
For your information, my husband can never ever leave me. For this,
you dream on. This marriage was just a mistake from the beginning. And now, it's me. Goodbye, Rachel.
Na ametuma mtoto akuje amfanyie kazi. Ndio nawaambiaga Petrofina hananga akili nzuri.
Lakini kama wamekubaliana, mimi sioni shida hapo.
Mimi naweza tuma Mariana wangu akuje anifanyie kazi hapa.
Kama atawezana, why not?
Na kulingana na Mariana, colleges mingi zinafanya mtihani saa hii.
Lakini Mariana na Serafina wako the same college. Si pengine leo Serafina wako na day off.
No. Something somewhere is wrong. Na ni lazima nijue ni nini.
Shida yako kubwa, unapenda kutafuta mashida mahali yaziko.
Mimi mapo yangu inanusaga shida kwa ubali sana. Na ni lazima nijue what is going on. Kuna kachai baki asubuhi.
Si unajua kwa hii nyumba hakuje kosa chai.
Nitakapelekea tu snack hivi na kachai. By the time I come back, I'll come back with the full story. Goja uone.
Mr. Mike Mwamba, you're welcome.
What is going on here?
Serafina Ogwok, filling in for my mother. She will come in later.
Aren't you supposed to be in school?
Yes, sir.
Where's Petrofina?
She had an urgent matter she had to attend to. She asked me to stand in for her because she's not eligible for an off day.
Nah, this is not right, Serafina. You just go to school. I'll ask one of the other workers to come and fill in for her.
I have already sent a message to my head of department. They asked me to be off today. It's okay.
Honestly. Now why would Petrofina ask you to come in and stand in for her? Huh? What sort of urgent matter is this that she had to go and attend to?
She didn't give me the details. I just know she looked really worried. At some point, I thought it had something to do with my dad. I'm not really sure.
I cannot condone this. Look, Serafina, you just go back home if you can't go to school.
I'm okay. Please, sir, don't send me away. Please. Everything is okay. Sir, please.
Yeah? So tell me about this game.
I beat Dad in this game.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, well done, champ. You're just as clever as your mommy and as handsome as your father. So tell me, what do you want to eat for lunch?
Max, I hope you've made your bed. You have this habit of leaving your room so untidy. Can you go and tidy that?
Where? Don't you ever shout at my son.
If he cannot abide by my rules, you can as well take him with you. My house, my rules.
Why don't you tell Mike that?
What time are you leaving, Patricia? I want to lock my house.
We are not going anywhere. Mike told us to wait for him here.
I did not ask for your opinion. You know what? At this point, I don't even care what is going on between the two of you. He had no right to bring you to my house. Now just leave.
Baby?
Yes?
You were saying, what do you want to eat for lunch?
Fries, chicken, and soda.
Away or homemade?
Homemade.
Homemade?
Yes.
Okay, let me go get you a glass of juice at first. Sawa.
Okay.
Zak, nukutaka zingine nikuulize Sarafina. Mbona hauko shule? Na usiniambie ni kwa sababu ulikuja kusimamia mama yako.
Hakuna reason nyingine.
Unajua mimi and your mother we are great friends. Na ninajua amekuwa na tudeni hapa na pale. Labda ni mmoja wa wale watu wanamdai wamemweka ndani.
Hapana. Kuna mahali lazima angeenda.
Nasi uniambie, maybe ninaweza saidia. Unajua pia ukipatikana na hawa wadosi hapa itakuwa another big problem. Mama yako hata anaweza futwa kazi.
Mama alisema ni sawa as long as nifanye kazi safi.
What's going on?
Mama alienda ushago. Alisikia dada ameletewa another wife na nyanya yetu. Akajam, akapanda gari ya jana jioni. Aliniambia amevurugana sana na dada. Hata sijui kama bado wako pamoja. As we speak, she's on her way back.
So your father now has got two wives. Na vile anatuligiaga huku na huyu bwana yake. My husband this, my husband that. Hii nilibaiwa na bwana yangu. She better come onto our Seagulls club. Amekaribishwa.
Mama Mariana, tafadhali usiambie mam ni mimi nimekuambia.
I never. Siwezi mwambia. Yeye mwenyewe ataniambia. Kuja kunywa chai kabla ipoe. Sawa? Na urelax, sitamwambia. Lakini hiyo. Mabibi wawili na hii jua. Yeso, guys.
Easter yote nitaenda na watu wote Jerusalem. Wewe unasikia kuja Jerusalem, jitayarishe. Nitasoma huko yote. Tafasti siku 3, alafu kutoka hapo kule. From Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday zitakuwa ni za kufunga. Njoo tuombe.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pearl extract for visibly radiant and even-toned skin in just 2 weeks. Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow. Skin is for celebrating my shade of beautiful. Nivea is for skin.
I'll have the usual on the rocks, double.
I'll have whatever he's having.
Real recognized real. No added sugar, no preservatives. 100% real fruit.
Investing helps you build a financial safety net for unexpected expenses, such as medical emergencies or job loss, reducing reliance on debt and giving you more control over your financial decisions.
Owe your money daily with ZD Money Market Fund, powered by M-Pesa. Opt in on your M-Pesa app or dial *334# today. Terms and conditions apply.
ZD.
Aunt Lisa.
Yes, Mike.
You told me that Serafina got a full scholarship, right?
Yes, she did. I only take care of her personal effects and maybe a little pocket money.
So money can't be the reason that she's out of school?
Nope.
Well, she's at the gate standing in for her mother.
What? Why would Petrofina ask her to do that?
Oh, well, that's the same question that I asked her. Apparently, Petrofina has exhausted her leave days and she needed to go and do something somewhere that I don't even know. And she asked Serafina to stand in for her.
Poor child. Let me see what that is about.
No. You just leave that to me. I actually wanted to have a meeting with the workers. We need to streamline a few things. Yes, Rachel.
I thought you said you're sending your sisters to come and pick Max. What is Patricia doing in my house?
Because she was available.
She is here bossing me around. In my own house. Huh? Ebu mwambie atoke right now.
Just give her the phone.
Mike wants to talk to you.
Okay. Oh, pole. Yes, darling?
Patricia, why don't you come over to Gook's with Max? I was actually planning to take you out for lunch once I'm done with the meeting.
Oh, okay, dear. We're coming.
Excuse me? Unawapeleka lunch for what?
Max, go get your bag because Daddy wants us to go out for lunch. Okay. Yeah.
Pick up.
You're welcome, madam.
Serafina, what are you doing here?
I'm standing in for Mom. She had an emergency to attend to.
Oh, no. Hapana. This is not acceptable.
I'm okay. I'm really okay.
I cannot allow a student to work for me during school days. What is wrong with your mother?
Please don't be angry at her. I volunteered to stand in for her. She really had an emergency to attend to.
It does not matter. Let us go into the house.
Why?
You see, I had already arranged for Maria to stand in for your mother. Come. Let's go.
Let me get my bag.
Serafina, do you still attend school?
Sometimes. Other times, Mom asks me to take care of my siblings.
You mean your mom asks you to miss school to take care of your siblings?
Yes. I was wondering if it's possible for me to move to a hostel. Living at home is not working at all.
Why didn't you say something earlier?
Aunt Lisa, my mom is rough. She's always screaming at me. She says harsh things to me. She's always blaming me for her issues with Dad.
I want you to tell me something. And I need you to be honest with me. Did your mom force you to come to work today?
Yes, she did.
I'm sorry.
Maria, I specifically told you to stand in for Petrofina. Why did you leave without my permission?
Serafina alikuja kusimamia mama yake, so mimi nikatoka.
Ni yeye alikuambia uende hapo?
Maria, the instructions were clear. You fill in for Petrofina. Now why didn't you report when Serafina came to the gate?
Why are you treating her like a baby? Yeye ni mtu mkubwa, hata anaweza fanya kazi. By the way, angekuwa nyumbani si angekuwa hata ameolewa.
I've had complaints that when any of you is out on leave, the rest refuse to cover for them. Is that true?
On my part, my station is a bit tricky. The one time Salome came to help me in the kitchen, she ate all the meat. Hata sikuwa na kitu ya kuserve mzee. So I was suggesting, on my days off, Maria anaweza kuwa anakuja kufanya kazi yangu.
Shut up. Ama hiyo huru bari unanipush aje? Kwanza kwa nasimamia kila mahali,
Maria, you're not going to use that foul language here.
Yeah, I was only suggesting Maria cause ako familia na hiyo kazi ya jikoni.
And I agree.
Na mimi nisiwe naambiwa niende kwa hizo mabuzi ama hata pale kwa gate.
Listen, Maria, you will go wherever we want you to go, okay?
Habari zenu?
Petrofina.
Yes.
Kwa nini ulituma mtoto wako akuje akusimamie kazi?
Asamani, nilikuwa tuna emergency kidogo nikaona asikilia, lakini nimesarudi.
Wogo, suseme tu ukweli. Alienda nyumbani kupigana na bwana yake. Actually Nija ameoa bibi mpya. She has gotten himself a new wife. So alienda kupigana huko ati kumfukuza.
You have arrived. So you followed us? Of course. Mike is not taking you anywhere. I have never seen anything uglier than a desperate, unwanted woman. Wacha nikuambie wewe, I don't know what your problem is. Ati unapeleka lunch, mahali unampeleka lunch tunaenda sote. Nonsense.
And the drama continues. Hey.
Payslip yako unaweza pata mobile loan ya 500,000 na personal loan ya 9 million. Tembelea Cooperative Bank branch leo. Cooperative Bank, we are you.
Step out looking and feeling fresh killer time only at Big Cat Barbershop. Our services include haircuts, specialized skincare treatments, pedicures, manicures, and massage. Visit us today at Astro Ridgeway Springs, Suite C9.
When I have back pain, I reach for welcome to our new office.
Fast and stress-free with SafBuild, now ready-made so you can have your business running in as little as 30 days. SafBuild, a quality product from Safal Building Systems, a subsidiary of MRM.
Switch up your game. Open up to more fun, more adventure. Be bold. Be the unapologetic dreamer. Because you deserve more. Pepsi, thirsty for more.
Uliza Daktari, brought to you by CIC Insurance Group.
Keep your family protected with our Family Medisure cover at an affordable rate. Our Seniors Golden Age cover is now more comfortable with Seniors Mediplan cover. And for 4 or more members and their families, Corp Care has you covered. CIC Insurance Group. We keep our word.
60% of all the searches on Google every day are health related. Now, while this may seem like a tiny number to you, it actually translates to over 70,000 searching on matters health every single minute. Shocking, right? Now, while this may seem like a simple and brilliant way of getting information on matters health, in many cases it causes confusion, it can cause panic, and sometimes create a false sense of security, preventing people from seeking healthcare in good time. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us this Sunday evening on the premiere of Uliza Daktari. Citizen TV has created a platform for you, where every Sunday at 8 p.m. we will be delving into matters health with experts, medical practitioners from various fields. We will be taking time to dissect topics that are of interest to you. Yaani madaktari hawa watakuwa hapa kuwafunza, kuzungumza kuhusu masuala ya afya kwa kina na kimo. Our aim is to inform, to educate, and to empower you. Now, to take you on this journey, I will be your host, Dr. Lauren Mengesa.
I am an obstetrician and gynecologist by training. I have over 10 years of experience and practice. Yani mimi ni daktari wa kina mama. Now, kujua kama tumegonga ndipo, tunataka kuelewa yani ni nini mnataka kutoka kwa hichi kipindi. Platform ni yenyu, kipindi ni yenyu. Tulienda kwa streets na tulizungumza na Wakenya wa kila aina ili kuelewa ni nini haswa kinasumbua Wakenya kiafya. Listen.
Hii show Uliza Daktari inayokuja kwa Citizen tunahitaji sana juu tuna expect itusaidia in case kama tuko na shida, tuko na magonjwa, itaweza kutusaidia. Tutaweza kujua mengi na pia tutaweza kujifunza kuishi na hayo magonjwa.
Madaktari mwenye atakuja itatusaidia kujua kiini cha magonjwa na vile hizo magonjwa inaweza kutibiwa.
Ugonjwa wa kwanza ni kuhusu matendeguu ambayo imeenea hizi masehemu. Nilikuwa nauliza daktari, ule ugonjwa ama huu ugonjwa unaletwa na nini? Ugonjwa wa pili ni kuhusu mshipa wa sehemu za siri za mwanaume. Huu mshipa imeenea sana hizi masehemu zetu za Magarini sub county. Sasa nilikuwa nauliza daktari, hii mshipa inasababishwa na nini? Ni kiini gani? Je, inatibika kivipi?
Mimi nataka kujua ugonjwa wa kansa unasababishwa na nini, na vile vile ugonjwa wa TB vile vile unasababishwa na nini. Kisha nataka kujua tiba ya magonjwa haya ni ipi.
Kuna ile ugonjwa inaitwa ya kansa ambayo nimefinyilia watu wengi hapa kaunti ya Nyeri. Kansa imefanya mpaka maboma yao tuishe, kwa sababu mpaka prostate cancer imekuja imeharibu doa. Watu hawajui kansa inakuja namna gani. Unajikuta uko na ugonjwa ikiwa stage 3 na stage 4.
Waangalie kitu kama ugonjwa kama wa kansa, kwa sababu hiyo kitu inaangamiza watu sana. Hiyo itatumaliza bwana.
Wale ambao kuna watu ambao bado na hizo ugonjwa za asthma,
na sijui kama kuna tofauti ya arthritis na nerves na baridi na nini. Si ndio tuangaziwe na tuelezwe vizuri, kwa sababu mimi nimekuwa mwadhiriwa wa arthritis kwa muda mrefu kama miaka 2. Nimetumia mifupa ya ngamia na nini ati ndivyo nitibiwe.
Naweza taka tuangalie magonjwa bado tu hiyo ya baridi mfupa. Nimeona watu wengi kama hata sometimes my mom nasikia akilalamika anaumwa na mgongo, vitu kama hizo.
Matendeguu, jamani madaktari, leo ni kama tutahitaji kamusi hapa.
So what we can see from what Kenyans are telling us is healthcare is expensive and we need to prepare for this. A very special mention and acknowledgement to our kind sponsors, CIC Group. Now CIC is here to help us to protect what we love and who we value the most. CIC offers comprehensive medical cover for everyone. CIC Family Medisure is for the whole family, so this includes your inpatient, your outpatient, maternity, dental, optical, last expense. Basically, you're fully covered.
For seniors above 60, CIC has a plan which includes chronic medical condition management and even home nursing. Now, if you belong to a SACCO, a cooperative or microfinance, then CIC has an option for you to also benefit from their covers. So don't wait for a crisis, be ready and be prepared. Now, as promised this evening, we have a very special panel with us. But before we go into it, we wanted to see what doctors who we have also spoken to hear the various conditions that they're also learning and meeting in their practice. Now, as we look into this, and before we delve further into opinions, thoughts, and comments, I would like to introduce our very special inaugural panel on the premiere of Uliza Daktari. Our doctors today are Dr. Andrew Adhiambo. Dr. Andrew Adhiambo is a medical oncologist. We have Professor Ann Beatrice Kihara, who is the president of Vigo and an obstetrician and gynecologist. And we have Dr. Daniel Katambo, a physician and an expert in all matters diabetes. Now, Dr. Andrew Adhiambo is a cancer expert, yani daktari wenye wa kujibu maswali yenu yote ya cancer yuko hapa. He will take you through your journey from diagnosis, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, breaking it down. And while he does this, he will also let you know that he is a DJ. And apart from that, he is also quite the chef. So in between those consultations, please make sure you get a recipe from him. Now, Professor Ann Beatrice Kihara is a woman of a kind. She is the first female African president of the Federation of Obstetricians and Gynecologists internationally. She is a champion and the voice of activism when it comes to all matters women's health. Not just that, she knows a thing or two about farming as well and landscaping. So it's beautiful all around when she is in the room. Dr. Daniel Katambo. This is an expert on all matters to do with non-communicable diseases. He has a particular interest in diabetes. And of interest to me is he says that he walks all the way from Nairobi to Thika. So he is keen on fitness, on wellness, on what is on your plate and how we can prevent diseases. I would like to welcome all the doctors to our panel. Dr. Andrew Adhiambo, karibu sana this evening.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for joining us. Professor Kihara, thank you for honoring our invite. Karibu Uliza Daktari.
Thank you so much.
Daktari Katambo. Walk all the way.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we also spoke to a few other doctors to see what are we meeting in our clinics, in our hospitals, what kind of conditions are we diagnosing, and this is what they had to say.
Hapa Kenya kweli takwimu za kansa zimeweza kuwa ziko juu. Ukiangalia cancer clinics basi zimejaa wagonjwa. Ukiangalia takwimu basi kwa wanaume kansa ya prostate ni ya kwanza, kwa wanawake ni kansa ya cervix ikifuata na kansa ya matiti. Na tunaona kwamba wagonjwa wengi wanakaa nyumbani wakiwa na hizi ambazo zinaitwa symptoms, dalili, wanakaa nazo kwa muda mrefu, miezi 6, mwaka moja, miaka miwili. Na wanapokuja hospitalini unapata kwamba ugonjwa wao umekolea.
We must discuss issues of interest. For example, we need to discuss fibroids. Many women suffer from fibroids, but they do not know, they do not understand. They think that they're infertile because they have fibroids. We need to think about infertility. It's a major issue in women and give a lot of women stress. Some even commit suicide. Others undergo depression because they cannot have a baby.
address these concerns so that the Kenyans are educated about the prevention of those diseases.
Thank you so much for joining us again on our premiere this evening. We are so blessed and honored to have you on the show. Now, the voices of Kenyans are telling us what is on their minds. Dr. Andrew, the word cancer has come up several times. And one of the questions we are getting is, what is cancer? What is this thing we keep hearing? Cancer, cancer. Cancer ni nini?
So that's a very good question. And sometimes I struggle to answer it because cancer is not one disease. So first you need to understand that there are probably over 100 different types of cancer, and each of them will be managed in a different way. But just to understand where cancer comes from. So our cells normally divide in an orderly fashion, and when the cell is old enough, it sort of dies automatically. Now, when this division and this multiplication process kind of goes haywire, and the cells accumulate in a much faster way, and they're not dying off as they should, then that abnormal accumulation is called cancer. So, for example, if it happens in the breast, you'll call it breast cancer. If it happens in the lung, you'll call it lung cancer, and so on and so forth.
All right. Now, please join the conversation. This platform is for you. Our SMS lines are open at 22422. Join us on all our social media platforms with the hashtag #UlizaDaktariCitizen. Join us, please, because your questions are important to us, and that is why we are here. Now, Professor, we are seeing a lot going on in the maternal health space, and concerns about what is happening with maternal mortality, adolescents, and the newborn. Why is this the focus of so much when it comes to matters health?
I think we all need to say one thing only. Women's health, babies' health is critical. Because when you look at any population, it starts with the mother. Yes, the men may argue, including the men here with me, that they're part of it. I agree. But ultimately, she carries that pregnancy for 9 months. Really, the quality of the Kenyan population or any nation, we need to secure the health of the mother and the baby. Now, when you look at it in the Kenyan context, we do have a lot of teenage pregnancies. Girls who ought to be in school, 15% of them leave school as a result of a pregnancy. Should that really be happening? It's a baby nursing a baby. So the quality of the environment she creates to actually have that baby grow in is already checked. Number two, would you want to carry a pregnancy, fail to go to clinic, or even attend skilled attendance at the point of delivery? What is the quality of that child? I'm sure we all are familiar with babies who've got cerebral palsy. Is that person, even as they grow, going to be productive in nation building? So I look at maternal health as really the cornerstone for human capital.
Thank you, Professor. Now, do not touch that remote. We'll be back shortly after a brief break.
Big or small, you can jenga your dream home affordably. 105% financing yetu in a cover down payment. It's time to jenga your dreams with KCB Affordable Mortgage. Call us on 0711-087-000 or visit www.kcbgroup.com/mortgages to learn more.
KCB, for people, for better.
With Glovo, unaweza order anything you want from your city. Fish choma, burgers, groceries, snacks, drinks, kitu yoyote from the pharmacy. Hata uteo. And Glovo brings it to you in minutes. Na ikikufikia, you're left with this face, with this this one. Yeah! With Glovo, unaweza track your order and also contact customer support, which is always available. Download the app, order anything you want, and we'll deliver in minutes.
Welcome to Boma Mabati Factory, the 2024 award winner in roofing solutions. All our products come with warranty and are KEB certified. Be part of our many satisfied customers by visiting us to enjoy great discounts. Boma Mabati Factory, Mabati Poa, near Boma.
My flavor fruity, my flavor slaps.
Mirinda, flavor so good it slaps. Enjoy the flavorlicious, refreshing taste of Mirinda Green Apple. Mirinda, flavor so good it slaps.
Cracking deals this Easter na Carrefour.
Enjoy the Watch Basmati rice 5 kg at 1,099 shillings.
Fresh milk pouch 500 ml at 41 shillings.
Zenta soap cream 1 kg at 139 shillings.
And Milka 6-liter pressure cooker at 8,349 shillings. Cracking deals this Easter na Carrefour.
Home is where it all begins, where love thrives and every surface tells a story. With Ace Multi-Purpose Cleaner, enjoy the calming pine scent, the calm scent of Ace Disinfectant with apple fragrance, the vibrant citrus scent of Ace Bathroom Cleaner, and the soft ocean fragrance. With Ace, you're one step closer to acing life on every surface. Ace, the scent of home and the power of clean. Ace products are available in all leading supermarkets countrywide.
Royal Mabati Factory Limited, your one-stop shop for affordable and quality guaranteed roofing solutions. Grab our offers. Pay 40%, get same-day production, relax at home, and enjoy free delivery. Call us on 0722 638383. Order today at www.royalmabati.com.
Ngozi yako ina glow. Nilijipaka mafuta leo asubuhi nikikam, lakini skin yangu ishaparara and it looks so dull.
Sis, see, it's the new Nice and Lovely Lemon Extract Body Lotion. Hiyo ndo secret yangu to a moisturized and bright skin. Usimix.
New Nice and Lovely Lemon Lotion, enriched with vitamin C and sunflower seed oil for 48-hour nourishing glow and brighter skin. Try Nice and Lovely Lemon Lotion today.
Me and my besties were going through it, and that's when I had an idea. That's OT. The socials are having him right now, but not for long. And that's Chico, certified stress girly and goated producer. And just like that, I was having the best day ever. Sharing a Coke with my faves. Who will you share a Coke with?
Welcome back to the premiere of Uliza Daktari. I am your host, Dr. Lauren Mengesa. Please remember we're waiting for your questions, so SMS us on 22422. Engage us on our social platforms on the hashtag Uliza Daktari Citizen. And our phone number is right down below, so you can please reach us. We are here for you. Now, Dr. Katambo, we are seeing a change in the trend when it comes to a shift from talking about the infectious diseases. It was all about malaria, HIV, TB, but now kila mgonjwa anakuja ugonjwa ya sukari, ugonjwa ya pressure. And we can even see from the Kenyans we listened to, there are other things, you know, the asthmas, the arthritis. So what is really changing? What is causing this difference?
Yeah, so thank you, first of all, for having me and for the question. It's important because most of the time people ask me what's the difference between non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases. And communicable diseases are those diseases that actually are transmittable from one person to the other, either through a vector, through like malaria. It bites me, it bites Prof here, and she gets malaria. That's a disease that's called communicable. It can communicate between me and the other person. However, non-communicable, as the name suggests, these are diseases that are acquired through lifestyle. Or either through modernization. As you can see, non-communicable diseases, if you look at maybe 1960s when we got independence, how many cars were around? And now how many cars do we have? How much have we motorized ourselves? moving from one place to the other. Look at our diet.
Yes.
Our diet has completely shifted from, doing natural stuff to now more and more processed stuff. Look at our activity levels. Our activity levels, when you have to drive to work in 2 kilometers away from your workplace, you go, you get from your house, get into the elevator, you just finya the elevator, go downstairs, get to the car, get to your office, again an elevator, and the same thing happens backwards. So when you look at non-communicable diseases themselves, they are on the rise because of those very many various reasons. However, the count or the numbers are increasing, especially when it comes to cardiovascular diseases, hypertension. Yes. Almost between the age of 20 to 80 years or 79, we have about those adults, we have about 24% of those guys living with hypertension. It's closely followed by people living with cancer, and again now obesity, type 2 diabetes, respiratory condition, arthritis, kidney diseases, and so forth.
I hear you. So we are now looking at a whole different scenario, and this is introducing some different topics coming up higher than others. So today we are looking at the health status in Kenya. We're trying to set the scene as we start this series of discussions to just understand where are we. We cannot do this without numbers. There's some statistics that we have seen on matters cancer, Dr. Andrew. And we are wondering, are we just diagnosing more cancer, or are we actually having more new cases of cancer? Could you talk to us about this?
So that's a good question, and cancers seem to be on the rise because the population of the country is increasing. We have better capacity to diagnose cancer. A while back, you had to travel many kilometers to come and do CT scan in Nairobi, but now you can do CT scan in a community hospital. Also because our diet and our lifestyle, as Dr. Katambo has said, is really changing. We are seeing more and more numbers of cancer, and cancer scares many people because it's a diagnosis that is closely associated to death. So it becomes a very scary diagnosis to have. But it's important to know that even if you get cancer, getting it early is a good thing because your chance of being cured or treated well for that cancer is very, very high.
So we hear it. So the numbers are going high because we are changing what we are eating, our lifestyle is changing, and of course we are diagnosing more. Professor Kihara, we are looking at numbers. As we've said, maternal health is a cornerstone in understanding the health status of Kenya. And while we have done pretty well over the last 10 years in going down in matters maternal mortality, we still see some shocking discrepancies when we look at some counties like Mandera, Wajir, which are going way higher from what we expect as the mean for the country. And we're wondering, where are we going wrong in these spaces? What is the problem?
Well, it's multifaceted, and I'll start really with fertility. Women who have got very high fertility will get many more babies, and the interval between the births is actually reduced. That in and of itself is a problem. The second is the issue of teenage pregnancy. Socio-cultural norms. For some girls, they undergo FGM, the next thing is motherhood. For some, you have early marriages that still happen. For a few, you may have issues that even relate to gender-based violence. So even when you do look at that teenager who comes to you pregnant, you've really got to ask, what is the underlying problem, or what was the root cause for that problem? The other issue is women basically emanating their motherhood as a sign of being a complete, I'll put that in quotes, a complete woman.
Woman, yes.
So until you've actualized your potential in reproduction, then you find some women will now perpetuate that. And every time you do get pregnant, I always tell ladies, one foot is in the grave. What we try to do as the gynecologist is to keep you and your baby alive. So there are risks that happen with each pregnancy. Family planning. I know, even speaking to the gentlemen in this house, they will say, that's mother's business, women's business. But I look at family planning a little bit differently. It is a development agenda. So it really puts you in check in getting pregnancies, one too often, too soon, with the risks that go with it. So these are some of the problems that we do face and really need to check so that we optimize. I can get my 1 baby or my 2 babies, but create an environment that has the best outcome for both mother and baby.
Yeah. So we need to go back to the root cause. What do we believe, and what are the things that are guiding us on the decisions that we are making?
Exactly.
Now, Daktari Katambo, mambo haya ya pressure ya sukari. Kwa sababu kila siku niko na uhakika haya ndo mambo nakutana nayo kwenye clinic. Na kuna tofauti unaweza sema ukiangalia rural areas na urban areas. Is there a difference when you look at these non-communicable diseases, and why?
Yes, there's a very big difference between the people living in urban areas and also in the rural areas. There's more non-communicable disease concentration or preference in the urban areas as opposed to the rural areas. But that does not prevent us from saying, because what is happening is we are realizing that more and more people living in rural areas are also becoming either hypertensive, they are also becoming living with obesity, they're also living with type 2 diabetes, they're also living with cancer issues. And the reason is, even when you go to the rural areas, you find we have modernized a lot of stuff. When was the last time you alighted from your bus and you took your legs all the way up to the hill? Nowadays, there's a bike or a motorbike waiting for you at the stage to carry you right on this on top of your hill. So, in as much as there's a big difference, we are also seeing a quick rise also in the rural areas. And as I said before, this is because of our modernization, our lifestyle, our inactivity, and our diet. It's really contributing a lot to non-communicable diseases.
Thank you very much. Daktari Odhiambo, tukiangalia mambo ya kansa, kuna tofauti kati ya wanawake, wanaume, nani wanapata kansa zaidi, na ni kansa zipi haswa ambazo tunaona zaidi kuliko zingine?
So, hiyo ni swali nzuri. I'll try to mix Kiswahili. But cancers affect everybody. Even children get cancer. Okay? When you look at the men, prostate cancer is number 1, followed by cancer of the esophagus, and then cancer of the colon, and then cancer of the stomach, and then another cancer which affects the blood called lymphoma. When you look at the women, breast and cervix are kind of at the top, sharing that position. But then you have esophageal cancer coming at number 3. Then you have ovarian cancer also featuring there, and also colon cancer. So women and men both get cancer. Some cancers are more common in men than in women. Others are more common in women than in men, but there are some slight differences between male and female. But we are all susceptible to cancer, and the numbers are really, really rising. One thing which I must say at this point, which is just a rider on Katambo's point about obesity and too much weight and poor lifestyle. All those things are sitting in a pot and cooking slowly. If you gain bad weight in your 30s, 40s, and you carry that obesity into your 50s, your chance of getting cancer is almost 4 times that of somebody who just grew up with a leaner body structure. So obesity is a big risk factor for cancer when you look at the whole NCD portfolio.
Okay, asante sana daktari. So we are asking you to engage us. Talk to us on our platforms. We want to hear from you. This is your show. This is your platform. Please speak to us. We are going to be taking in calls and messages because daktari wenyu wako hapa. Wataalamu wako hapa leo na hawataondoka hadi wamejibu maswali yenu yote. Now we have a caller kutoka Mombasa, anaitwa Chalo. Hello.
Halo.
Hello Chalo, karibu sana, uliza daktari.
Nzuri sana.
Aha.
Nilikuwa nauliza hivi.
Chalo, tunakusikiza.
Nilikuwa nauliza daktari kuwa kuna bibi yangu alikuwa na kansa. Sasa akaendelea na matibabu yale ya nini na chemotherapy. Sasa sai amaliza, alikuwa nianze hii radiotherapy mwezi wa 3. Hapa Mombasa, lakini sasa ikabidi akaenda akafanya mambo ya SHA. Na ikawa ni anaanza ile last week. Sasa baada hii mambo ya kulepua kwa hii jengo hili la lepuliwa juzi, hospitali kafungwa mpaka Monday. Sasa ndo nauliza, anaweza endelea matibabu ikiwa ni yale ama mpaka regelee tena, kwa sababu alikata nini hiyo matibabu yake baada ya kuendelea hiyo nini chemotherapy, na alikuwa endelea na radiotherapy na hajaendelea kwa muda.
Aha, asante sana kwa swali yako. Ni kansa aina gani tafadhali?
Titi mpaka alikatwa juzi.
Hai, Daktari Odhiambo. So, Chalo anatueleza kuhusu swala ambalo linasumbua Wakenya wengi. Unaanza matibabu, unaanza kukatiza matibabu, and this is affecting health outcomes. So, what are your thoughts? What happens when a patient starts on a treatment journey, it is interrupted? What then?
Just for clarity, it's breast cancer he's talking about. So, cancer treatment in general should follow a very strict pathway, and you need to discuss with your patient the journey. You have sort of like a snapshot. We're going to start with surgery maybe, and then after 4 weeks we're going to start chemotherapy. We're going to do 6 cycles maybe, or 8 cycles every 3 weeks. Then when we finish, you'll have a break and start radiotherapy, which you'll do for 15 or 20 days. You should have a clear roadmap where you're going, so that you're not shocked as a patient about what's next. Missing 1 or 2 days of radiotherapy is not a very bad thing, because we don't radiate patients continuously. You have to break even on weekends, public holidays, the machines have to be serviced. But if you're going to have a prolonged break of more than 4 or 5 days, maybe the machine is broken or there's some insurance issues, then that will affect the outcome of that treatment. So it's not a good thing to miss your treatment. You're supposed to follow the instructions the way the doctor has said, and having that clear map of where you're going kind of puts you in a good space to know what you're doing. So for the question for the gentleman, it's good to ask the hospital where she's getting the radiotherapy. Maybe if the delay is going to be too long, then you can be reassigned a different facility. But if it's 2-3 days of a break, then that's not a very bad place to be in.
Stella, hope umetusikiza. Usipoteze hope. Bado mgonjwa wako anaweza shughulikiwa. Haya, sasa tunataka kwenda pale kwenye Twitter ili tuone mnatuambia nini hapa Uliza Daktari. Tafadhali endeleeni kuzungumza na sisi. Tafadhali endeleeni kutuuliza maswali. Tuko hapa kwa ajili yenu. Now, Wambuli Elfas anatuambia, welcome Daktari. As a medical practitioner, am I allowed to keep long nails? Sasa hii nitapatia
nitajibu haraka sana.
Ako tayari kabisa kuchukua hili swali.
Haifai kabisa. Wahuduma wagonjwa wakiwa na magonjwa na pia waweza umbukizwa magonjwa. So long nails haswa la. Yeah.
Aha, I hope umetusikiza Elfas. Jibu lako ndio hilo. Haya, another question from Rina. Kindly shed some light on H. pylori. H. pylori haswa ni nini? Inatibiwa aje? What is the management, Daktari Katambo?
I think the reason kwa sababu hii swali imekuja ni kwa sababu ukienda kwa most of our hospitals, especially on the healthcare centers, the best test that is carried most of the time is H. pylori, and therefore everybody who goes into any of our centers is diagnosed with H. pylori. And this goes far to tell you how far we as healthcare workers need a lot of awareness, education on what H. pylori per se is all about. However, this is actually a bacteria that resides in the stomach, and it's usually there are a couple of diagnostic tests that can be done, and there's always a good treatment. The only thing I will ask the listeners is when you have a diagnosis of H. pylori, it just needs proper first of all, proper diagnosis, and then the treatment is always available.
That's something there.
Yeah. Yes, please, Dr.
And this is one thing which we are preaching even to Kenyans, basically. Having H. pylori does not mean that you don't have cancer, because many people go to hospital. My tummy is paining. Yes. They're given H. pylori kit. After 2 weeks, my tummy is paining again and again. And then the 5th month, they have cancer. When actually the cancer was there from the beginning, just together with the H. pylori. So you always need to seek as many opinions if your H. pylori is not going away.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Odhiambo, because we see the same even in gynecology. Tumbo inamuuma, unaenda unapewa dawa. Baada ya 2 weeks dawa. So if you're being treated for the same thing, recurrent, umetibiwa bado, please see a specialist, because baadaye tunaweza pata kuna kitu ambayo mwili wako ilikuwa inajaribu kuambia, but kwa sababu ya kupuuza, by the time we find out what is happening, then it's too late. So if you're treated the first time, you're not getting better, please seek second opinion, kuja kwa zile hospitali zinaeleweka ili uweze kusaidika. Now we have one more question from Tracy. So Tracy anasema ana mtoto wa mwaka mmoja na miezi miwili. Hajawahi kupata period tangu alipojifungua. Haya, anaeleza kuwa last month aliwekewa family planning inaitwa no plant, ile ambayo huwekwa pale kwa mkono, ambayo inafaa ikae for 5 years. Na baada ya pale anaumwa na titi la left hand na mkono na tumbo sehemu ya chini. Kwa hivyo anatatizika, manake hajui kama atoe hiyo method. She's not comfortable at all. This is a big nightmare for women. Family planning, it is the bane of our existence. Professor Kihara, right to you.
Nina, mama hajataja Tracy. Tracy, nitakueleza hivi. Jinsi ya family planning ama huduma ya jinsi ya family planning ambao watumia no plant, watu wengi wanakosa kuona damu ya mwezi. Wengi mno. Na pia wengine wanasema wakati wanakutana na mzee kuna tatizo hapo. Hata hajisikii tamaa ama hamu ya kukutana na yeye. Shida ya uchungu kwa mkono, lazima mama uregeze kwa daktari. Kwa sababu hatujui kama sasa ni shida ya vile no plant iliwekwa ama ni ugonjwa ya uchafu kuingia pahali ile ambao iliwekwa, kwa sababu hajataja aliwekwa lini. Lakini asilalamike kukosa kuona damu. Wakati atatoa damu itajiregeza. Pia ningependa kujua kama ananyonya mtoto. Kwa mama wengi ambao wakinyonya watoto wao hawapati damu ya mwezi. Na pia sitaki tupite hapa bila kusema kukosa kuona damu wakati unanyonya mtoto pia ni jinsi ya family planning. But kama nasikia hayuko uhuru, lazima arudi kwa daktari.
Thank you so much. We're going to take one other call from Ryle. Hello, Ryle. Hello.
Yes.
Ryle, karibu sana uliza daktari.
Aya, niko nasikia vibaya mgongo. Alafu hiyo mambo ya mgongo inaenda mpaka nyuma ya matako hapa juu. Alafu tena baada ya hapo kwa hiyo matako juu inaenda mpaka hapo kwa magoti. Alafu inaenda hapo kwa magoti.
Ryle, swali lako?
Pia tena mpaka elbows. Sasa niko na shida gani daktari tafadhali?
Sawa Ryle. Tafadhali stay tuned. Vile tuliwaambia muwe huru. Maswali yote tutayapokea. Right after the break, tune in for her answer.
Please can I have that and that? Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Ukiwin, beshte yako nje local shop win too. Hii ni the Cadbury Big Win-Win. Nunua any two participating Cadbury products. Scan QR code ama WhatsApp hi kunominate beshte yako nje local shop. stand a chance ya kushinda share yako in cash prizes plus more. A win for you is a win for all. T's and C's apply.
I thought it was impossible to reduce my dark marks.
For the first time, Garnier put to the test the anti-dark marks vitamin C day and night serums.
Applied day and night, they reduce dark marks faster than anything I've tried.
And helps prevent the reappearance of dark marks.
9 out of 10 agree it's the best anti-dark marks routine they've tried.
The glow is undeniable.
My skin has never looked better.
That's my secret to help prevent dark marks from coming back.
Garnier vitamin C day and night serums by Garnier Naturally. Ukiwa mtoto, dream yako ilikuwa small. But sahi, umeshika kado ama umeget far more. Dream yako imegrow. Big or small, you can jenga your dream home affordably. It's time to jenga your dreams with KCB Affordable Mortgage. Call us on 0711-087-000 or visit www.kcbgroup.com/mortgages to learn more. KCB, for people, for better.
More strength to your hair with Mega Growth Leave-In Strengthener. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins so you can say goodbye to hair breakage. Wow! Mega Growth Leave-In Strengthener.
Please can I have that and that? Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Ukiwin, beshte yako in your local shop win too. Hii ni the Cadbury Big Win-Win. Nunua any two participating Cadbury products. Scan QR code ama WhatsApp hi kunominate beshte yako in your local shop. Stand a chance ya kushinda share yako in cash prizes plus more. A win for you is a win for all. T's and C's apply.
I thought it was impossible to reduce my dark marks.
For the first time, Garnier put to the test the anti-dark marks vitamin C day and night serums.
Applied day and night, they reduce dark marks faster than anything I've tried.
And helps prevent the reappearance of dark marks.
9 out of 10 agree it's the best anti-dark marks routine they've tried.
The glow is undeniable.
My skin has never looked better.
That's my secret to help prevent dark marks from coming back.
Garnier vitamin C day and night serums by Garnier Naturally.
More strength to your hair with Mega Growth Leave-In Strengthener. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins so you can say goodbye to hair breakage. Wow! Mega Growth Leave-In Strengthener.
Please can I have that and that? Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Ukiwin, beshte yako in your local shop win too. Hii ni the Cadbury Big Win-Win. Nunua any two participating Cadbury products. Scan QR code ama WhatsApp hi kunominate beshte yako in your local shop. Stand a chance ya kushinda share yako in cash prizes plus more. A win for you is a win for all. T's and C's apply.
Kumaliza magugu na nyasi, piga dawa ya Governor.
Tumia Governor, Benzoron, Lavender Total na Integra kutoka Green Life, the ultimate maize success formula. Ufanikisha ukulima wako.
Ankweli mficha uchi hazai. Rael amekueleza swali lake Dr. Katambo. Tafadhali tupate jibu.
Asante sana kwa hilo swali Rael. I think kitu cha muhimu kwamba ni kwanza tungejua umri wake kwa sababu when it comes to bone diseases ama uchungu kwa mgongo ni vizuri kujua miaka. Kama mtu ako miaka 20, miaka 30, 50, 70 kwa sababu utapata kama uko na miaka 20 na uko na shida kama yenye amesema kihini ya hiyo ugonjwa ni tofauti sana kama mtu mwenye ako na miaka 70 na ako na hiyo. Kitu kingine muhimu kujua kwa hiyo swali ni anafanya kazi gani. Kwa sababu anaweza kuwa yeye ni mtu wa ofisi, ama yeye ni mtu wa kubeba mzigo, ama kufanya kazi nzito ambaye inaweza kucontribute na shida ya mgongo. Lakini kitu ningeomba ni kwamba haende kwamba a visit any healthcare facility, haone daktari, kwa sababu kuna viungo zingine hata wakati tumbo inauma, especially kama yeye ni tumbo inauma chini, vitu zingine pia mgonjwa mwingine inaweza kupresent kama ni mgongo inauma. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri hayamuone daktari aweze kuangalia haswa kiini ya hiyo mgongo kuuma yeye.
Nini? Tafadhali.
Nikiwa mama. Wajua, wamama inategemea umri. Wale wachanga unaweza pata shida ya maumivu wakati wa damu ya kila mwezi. Kuna mwingine, kuna mashida ama tatizo inaitwa endometriosis. Pia yaweza leta tabu. Hata wakati unakutana na mzee unausikia maumivu. Wengine wanapata fibroids. Na fibroids ziko na mashida. Zingine ambao hazieleweki kwa sababu husikii chochote. Kwa mwingine zinavimba na mama anaanza kusikia kuna maumivu chini ya kitovu na inasonga paka mgongoni. Kuna wengine wanapata uvimbi ya ovaries. So kwa mama nitamweleza, tafadhali enda uone daktari bingwa ya mama.
Rael, I hope umetusikiza. Lazima tuone daktari ili tuweze kupeleleza zaidi, tujue kiini cha uchungu haswa ni nini, because pain is not normal. Your body is always talking to you, communicating with you, so it's important to listen. I am your host on Uliza Daktari. My name is Dr. Lauren Mengesta. Our sponsors on this show are CIC Group, who remind us to always protect what and who we value the most. Kuna swala la muhimu sana ambalo ibuka kuhusu funding, healthcare and finances. Na hili swali linatutatanisha sana wakati huu kama wa Kenya. Katika huu msimu wa SHA, NHIF, mambo mengi yanaendelea. And of recent we're in the wake of very important funding being pulled right from under our feet. Professor Kihara, we are curious. You know, we have been relying on the West for some very serious functions, things that affect our vaccines, that affect family planning, HIV and AIDS. Wagonjwa wamekuwa seriously thrown into panic. Hadi wanajaribu kwenda CCC wachukue madawa za 1 year ahead, because we are all wondering what is the impact of this going to be. Tusipopata hizi hela kutoka kwa wale wazungu wamekuwa kitu support. What does that mean?
I think, Daktari, we need to rethink ourselves. Self-reliance is where we need to go as a country. 1964, nitaanza pale. We got independence, na tukasema tutajadiliana na mambo matatu: magonjwa, kukosa elimu, and afya. Now, we are still grappling. How many years down the road? 60. Yes, we have had contributions from donors. The government has also put quite a bit into health sector. Tulikuwa na NHIF kwa mama, hata wale ambao wanasikiza. Linda Mama ilikuja ikatusaidia. Siku hizi tuko na extended Linda Mama. Yamaanisha nini? Women can get to deliver normally. It'll be paid. Cesarean sections, they will be paid. So tunasonga kwa utaratibu. Labda not as fast as we should, but we definitely are beginning to make a difference. Number 3 would be, we need to think about the insurance cover, the SHA or the SHE that we have. What is most important is the health package. Because for women, you want a continuum of care. And I must be honest, we didn't used to cover chronic illness as we are doing, including the cancers, the hypertension, the diabetes, the dialysis quite a number of our patients need. That is still being put in place. So let's be fair. Let's try and give ourselves time enough to really look at how we can improve health service delivery. At the same time, look at the private-public relationship as an alternative. You talked at the beginning of this show about CIC. The insurance is that you can complement yourself as an individual. So wewe mwenyewe jikinge. Also take on other packages that would actually assist you on your journey in health. But I must not say, I'm going to go without saying this. Prevention is always better than cure. Let's relook at our lifestyle. Let's educate ourselves. And I really appreciate Uliza Daktari. Because it's for the Kenyans to begin to know. Take charge of your health. That's the first step.
Thank you so much, Professor. And that is why Uliza Daktari is here. Kwa kweli kinga ni bora kuliko tiba. Now we have one more call all the way from Eldoret. Naomi, hello.
Hello.
Yes, Naomi.
Since 2002, my last born, I used Femiplant, and up to now, I've never received my period since 2002. Yeah, and I don't know whether I'm in a risk or what. Then my dad wakati alitoka prostate cancer, hiyo mahali iliwekwa pipe haijawahi pona. Akienda hospitali anaambiwa atumie Dettol. So up to now haijawahi pona na pipe ishatolewa.
Okay. Yeah. Kwa kweli mambo ni mengi lakini muda karibu unatuepuka. Professor, in just two sentences, family planning has come up again, and then Dr. Odhiambo, matters cancer. Is there hope? What can patients do when they find themselves in this situation? I'll start with you, Professor.
Femiplan. It is a form of family planning. Some women will not get their periods. Others will get the normal, regular period. What I would advise her is to first and foremost reassure her, because it's a cocktail of hormones that she's on. But if she's still feeling uncomfortable that the periods are not coming, we can consider adjusting that family planning method. I would ask her to see a gynecologist.
Okay. Dr. Odhiambo na Dr. Katambo, tunataka mtufungie na suluhu. Hope. I want a smile on people's faces. What can we do? We've talked about prevention. What can we do?
I think from where I sit as Prof, I have to emphasize exactly what she has said. Prevention is always better than cure. Look at it from a diabetes point of view. What is the cost of dialysis that has resulted from maybe diabetes complication? One treatment or one dialysis session is about 10,000. However, preventing diabetes by itself will cost you just having yourself physical activity, walking to work probably, just walking 30 minutes in a day or in a day for 7 days, being more and more active, of course, eating healthy. And this is where it really matters. For a start, we can have another session on how to eat healthy. However, for a start, let's avoid processed foods. Completely avoid processed foods as much as you can and go for natural foods. Then be aware of your family history of non-communicable diseases. And more so, let's go for screening. Screening. If you have a family history of diabetes, or whether you have it or not, please walk into that healthcare center, have yourself checked your weight, get your BMI, check your HbA1c, check your random blood sugar, check your blood pressure, and visit your doctor every year, just to visit once.
Thank you so much, Dr. Katambo. Andrew, 30 seconds. Tell us something to close the show.
So for cancer, it's very simple. There's nothing like early signs of cancer. You have to go for screening. Screening is for healthy people, not sick people. Once you're already having lumps, pain, bleeding, that's not screening, that's going for diagnosis. So please go for early screening. Let's get these cancers early. There's hope. We can cure these cancers. Many of them, we have cured them. But you really have to present yourself. I can't put it any...
Thank you so much for such an exciting discussion.
Thank you.
Now, again, a very, very big thank you to our sponsors on this show, CIC Group. Thank you so much for reminding us what we need to do, protecting those we love and protecting what we love every single day. Now, this is the premiere of Uliza Daktari. Msione kama tunatapatapa. We were touching on everything ili kukupa kionjo tu. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. we are going to be here, and we are now going to go into each and every one of these topics in detail. Tutakuwa tunazungumza kama tulivyosema kwa kina na kimo, and we will have our experts here, captains of industry. Niliwaambia wale wanaojifahamu watawaeleza. So please tune in every Sunday at 8. We will discuss everything in detail. Now, this show would not have been possible without a very big group of people who put this together. Very, very special thank you to our MD, Mr. Waruru. Thank you as well to Latifa Ngunjiri, to Perpetua Okoth, and to Mr. Ngige and the entire team for their tireless efforts to bring this show to you. Thank you so much for my family and friends who have supported me through this all, and above all else, the Lord for his goodness. See you again next Sunday. It has been an absolute pleasure having you, and please stay safe.
Uliza Daktari, brought to you by CIC Insurance Group.
Keep your family protected with our Family Medisure cover at an affordable rate. Our Seniors Golden Age cover is now more comfortable with Seniors Mediplan cover. And for 4 or more members and their families, Corp Care has you covered. CIC Insurance Group. We keep our word.
Slip yako unaweza pata mobile loan ya 500,000 na personal loan ya 9 million. Tembelea Cooperative Bank branch leo. Cooperative Bank, we are you.
In the face of life's uncertainties, Equity makes sure you're always insured. Don't worry if you're running low on cash. With our insurance premium financing, you will be 100% covered and you pay back pole pole with installments of up to 10 months. Visit any Equity branch near you to get your insurance cover today. Equity. Karibu member.
Kulima ya mahindi zidragi kabisa, kila wakati ni azaladubu.
Usikate tamaa, ipo njia ya kubadilisha kila kitu.
Jangani.
Huja nikuonyeshe. Huyu ni Makoa, mfalme wa mahindi.
Yes.
Siri yako ni gani?
The Green Life Maize Success Formula.
Ndio hiyo. Kumaliza magugu na nyasi, piga dawa ya Gavana. Kumaliza wadudu na fall armyworms, tumia Benseron. Kuipa mimea nguvu ya kupambana na kiangazi na magonjwa, tumia folia ya Lavender Total.
Tumia Governor, Benzoron na Lavender Total kutoka Green Life, the ultimate maize success formula. Ufanikishe ukulima wako.
Amigad. Mkulima wa mahindi, dawa nambari 1 dhidi ya fall armyworm nchini Kenya ipo nawe tena msimu huu kulinda mahindi yako kwa kuangamiza fall armyworm kikamilifu. Amigad imethibitishwa na serikali na inatumika na wakulima kote nchini Kenya. Jipatie yako leo kutoka katika agrovet yoyote iliyo karibu nawe. Amigad kutoka Farmfix Africa Limited, dawa kamili dhidi ya fall armyworm.
Does the thrill of creating extraordinary dishes fuel your passion? Do you believe you have what it takes to be crowned Kenya's best chef? then we're looking for you. The Taste Off is calling on Kenya's finest chefs to step into the spotlight to compete in the ultimate televised showdown where skill meets fire and legends are made. If you believe you've got what it takes, the stage is yours. Apply now. Email casting@thetasteoff.com. Applications close 15th April 2025. This isn't just cooking. This is the Taste Off. Terms and conditions apply.
Kenya, are you ready? Welcome to the Upper Room Experience Pastors and Leaders Conference happening on 15th April 2025 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at KICC Savo Ballroom, Nairobi. Dr. Jen Mwikali, Apostle Grace Lubega, and host speaker Prophet Stephen Kariuki. Guest music minister Tumaini Akilimali and Steve Impact. Entry is absolutely free.
Sunday Live with Jeff Koinange and Olive Barrows.
And welcome to Palm Sunday, the beginning of the holiest month in the Christian calendar.
We will be marking Good Friday on Friday.
That's right.
And then
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday, Easter Monday.
It's not really
so it's
Easter Monday,
weekend.
You know, I think it's just
call it
Monday
Easter
holiday,
Monday.
yeah?
It's Easter Monday.
Okay,
We'll Google.
In the meantime, on the show today, one of the most controversial playwrights ever, or in recent history. There's a play that you all know called Echoes of War. And it's been written and produced by none other than former UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala, who's in the studio here today. He joins us, and we're going to be interviewing him a little later on. But the first question I'd like to ask you is, are you a politician or are you a playwright?
I am a playwright. Before I become a politician, I am a playwright. I started writing plays 25 years ago. These Echoes of War is my 82nd play to do. And therefore, from this perspective, I am an artist, I am a playwright, I am a director.
We're going to be talking a lot more about that and what goes on after this. Is the play ever going to be shown? Because a lot of people now want, the more it's been talked about, the more people want to show it and see it.
A lot of people have actually read it. It's really been distributed on WhatsApp, in publications. So, are you getting more publicity you think than you would have gotten?
Oh yes, we are going to perform the play using an adult cast, and I want to assure Kenyans that Echoes of War can never be stopped.
Wow. Looking forward to that interview in a little short while, as should you. Stay tuned for that and a lot more coming up. Start tweeting at Koinange Jeff.
At Barrows at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag is Sunday Live. Sunday Live begins right now.
Tonight.
No more space to bury the dead. Ministry of Health Committee declares the Langata Cemetery a health disaster and orders for its closure.
Christians mark Palm Sunday. Faithful gather in worship centers and stage processions to celebrate Palm Sunday.
The deceased
happened to be there before even the building tilted. We tried to be able to evacuate and remove him before. It was impossible.
Probing safety lapses. 2 county officials suspended as the body of Yusuf Ali Abdi, who has been missing for 10 days, is retrieved from Mombasa demolished house debris.
Hawa watu wanaosema ati yale tunasema haitafanyika, tutawaaibisha.
I will silence my naysayers. President Ruto vows to deliver on election pledges.
And welcome to the broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Yulanzale. Now, families of deceased persons in Nairobi will soon be required to seek alternative burial sites in the neighboring counties as the Ministry of Health wants Langata Cemetery closed.
A task force appointed to assess the graveyard says the 100-acre cemetery was declared full 20 years ago. And its continued use poses serious health risks to Nairobi residents.
Now, the committee wants the burial of bodies in shallow graves on top of other bodies to cease with immediate effect.
Let's hear more from Gatete Njoroge.
After 67 years and with over 57,000 bodies buried at Langata Cemetery, the national government now agrees it is time to close the cemetery as it is full. A task force appointed by the Ministry of Health to assess public health risks posed by the continued use of Langata Cemetery has recommended that the 100-acre cemetery be degazetted, a position endorsed by Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Mudhoni.
We want to safeguard the public health and promote a healthier and safer society. Therefore, on this issue of the cemetery, we are solidly behind the recommendations that were made by the select committee that they should be implemented to the last one.
The special committee has proposed that the county government acquires a new land, request for extension into the Ngong forest, or reclaim back the 3 to 5 acres land where Royal Park Estate has been built, which was illegally grabbed.
Nairobi City County should reclaim grabbed land adjacent to the cemetery for expansion purposes. We advised that Nairobi City County to be compelled by the National Assembly to obtain all the necessary ownership of documentation for the said land.
The task force in its report says burying of bodies on top of the other in shallow graves poses a serious risk and wants the government to ban the practice.
The City County of Nairobi should ensure all burials taking place in that cemetery comply with public health legal requirements governing such practices to avoid infectious disease spread, social stigma, and pollution of the environment.
To safeguard the cemetery, which made headlines in October 2024 after a severely mutilated female body was found dumped, the committee proposed construction of a security fence to keep off unwarranted personnel, animals, and prevent further encroachment. The team, which comprised officers from Ministry of Health and Nairobi County Government, have urged Parliament to pass laws that will facilitate counties to set aside adequate land for burial purposes to decongest their cemeteries. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
2 Mombasa County officials have been suspended as the county launches a probe into the collapse of an 11-story building.
Now, this search team has retrieved the body of a man who has been missing for the last 11 days from the debris of the demolished building.
Human rights groups are now calling for a speedy investigation and justice for the family of the late Yusuf Ali Abdi. Francis Mtalaki reports from Mombasa.
11 days after this 10-story building sank into the ground, leading to the death of Yusuf Ali Abdi, the search team finally retrieved his body from the rubble Sunday and later buried at Kikoani, Mombasa County. The family narrates their close to 2-week-long ordeal in search of their kin.
There's nothing has been hidden from us.
Anything we say was taken into account. Any rumor we hear was being implemented.
The deceased happened to be there before even the building tilted. We tried to be able to evacuate and remove him before. It was impossible without having caused so much deaths on others who are going to be operating that area.
As part of ongoing investigations, one county official has been suspended while another sent on compulsory leave. Human rights groups in Mombasa are now calling for speedy investigations, accountability and justice.
Haki ifanywe, itekelezwe kwa familia. Ni wakati kama huu, hatutaki speculation. We demand investigation ifanywe kamilifu.
One person has been suspended, one person has been sent on compulsory leave. Allow me to be able to finalize on that particular report. And that report, as I had said, will be shared to yourselves. I will be there myself together with the team. And the team, by the way, is totally independent from any county government personnel.
Operations at the Coast General and Referral Hospital have resumed, with security agencies saying their main focus was to minimize casualties in what became the first ever controlled demolition using explosives in the country.
Tumeweza kuhamisha familia 60,000 people. Tumefunga hospitali na nafikiri ndio demolition ya kwanza kufanya kwa nchi ya Kenya, controlled demolition.
So we had to approach the demolition in a way that there is a minimal damage and loss of life.
20 ongoing construction works have been suspended across the county as investigations into the cause of the collapse of the ill-fated building continue. The suspended works had the same engineers, architects and county officials who were involved in the construction of the 10-story building. Francis Mtalaki, Citizen TV, Mombasa.
All right, let's switch gears altogether here. And Christian faithful from across the world have today marked Palm Sunday in the run-up to the Easter weekend.
In Kenya, the clergy called for political tolerance, urging the country's leadership to adopt a reconciliatory tone and foster national development.
And as our very own Laura General reports, the day was also marked with calls for the release of Kenyans who are still missing. Take a listen.
In spite of the light showers and gloomy weather on Sunday, hundreds of Christians held a procession in Kisumu as the main tradition during Palm Sunday to signify the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem. The consequent service conveying messages of reconciliation, urging the political class to mend the failing public trust and ensure good governance.
Hakuna uongozi bora. Uongozi ule uko ni kama ule ulikuwa na wa makuhani na waandishi kwa wakati ule Yesu alikuweko. Kwa hivyo tuombe nchi yetu iwe na uongozi bora.
The most important thing in this world is the human person. If the human person is given peace and hope, then there is change, there is development that we desire in our country.
Similar processions were also held in Nyamira, Kisii, Nyahururu and Nyandarua counties, with the congregants also calling for forgiveness and unity amongst Kenyans.
Tukiombea si pamoja, mengi ambayo tunaona kama abduction sasa sitakuweko, because mmoja akipotea familia usambaratika. Wengi wanalia watoto wao bado hawajaonekana. Tunaombea pia.
That reflection involves the kids too, and the kids play a central role, so that they grow up not as people on whom Christianity has been imposed, but people who own religion and Christianity right from young age.
Palm Sunday marks the start of the final week of the Lent season in the Christian faith to usher Easter celebrations to mark the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.
President William Ruto has promised to silence his naysayers who have labelled him a liar by delivering all the promises he made to Kenyans during and after his campaigns.
That's right. The president, who spoke in Elgeyo Marakwet County during a church service, delved into the controversial echoes of war play by former UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala, saying he will do everything possible to protect the Kenyan children from those seeking to radicalize and weaponize them against authority. Let's get more from our very own Emmanuel Toe.
In yet another response to those who have been accusing him of being a liar, the president launched another fight back, seeking to shrug off the tag, which has gained momentum among his critics. Speaking in Kamngetik, Keyo South constituency, Elgeyo Marakwet County, Sunday, during an interdenominational church service, President Ruto said he will put to shame his doubters.
Naona kuna watu wako na wasiwasi. Wale wanasema hiyo amesema ni uongo, hiyo amesema. Mimi nataka niwaeleze hawa watu wanaosema ati yale tunasema haitafanyika, tutawaaibisha. In a very short while tutawashangaza.
The president adding that the remaining promises will be fulfilled in due course.
We are going to make sure that we acquit ourselves of every commitment we have made. Na mimi si wazimu, I know what I'm doing. So hii maneno yote tutapangana namna hiyo.
The head of state also appearing to delve into the recent drama surrounding the echoes of war play by former UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala, vowing to protect the children from being poisoned against their leaders.
We must equally protect all our children from pedophiles, from drug peddlers, and from those who want to corrupt our children and teach them to hate their parents or their teachers or their leaders or their nation.
Let us be mindful of the soul and the mind of our children, because whatever they will consume is that which will destroy them.
The president also saying he will continue with his contributions in churches, terming those opposed to the practice as envious people.
Nitapangana na hawa kabla sijaondoka, tumalize hiyo kazi imebaki na nini. Sitaki kutangaza hapa, kuna watu wengi wenye wako na wipu.
Mimi kama governor nasimamia mahospitali 131. Yote hiyo ya excellency nimeregister yote kwa SHA, 131 hospitals.
When Flospa was working, we had around 3,000 people employed directly by Flospa. When Flospa was working, we had almost 10,000 families benefiting indirectly through Flospa.
This as the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, defended the pace at which the government is delivering its promises, saying the plan was on course.
This administration is keen to bring equality and equity across Kenya, to make sure that every community, every county, every place in Kenya is treated equally and has equal opportunities to access government services and government opportunities.
President Ruto is expected to tour Narok County on the first week of May after his state visit to China next week. Emmanuel Toe, Citizen TV.
All right, at the same time, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka has dismissed the report on the helicopter crash which killed Chief of Defense Forces General Francis Ogola and 9 other military personnel.
While trashing the findings that the crash was due to an engine malfunction, Kalonzo demanded an independent inquiry into Ogola's death. Willie Lusige reports.
Just days after the Ministry of Defense released its finding attributing the April 18, 2024 helicopter crash to an engine failure, the opposition has poked holes in the report, casting doubt on its credibility.
What has happened is whitewashing the situation. No Kenyan will believe that story. The only way to believe the story is to have an independent inquiry General Ogolla was taken out. He was taken out.
While speaking in Kitui on Palm Sunday, Musyoka criticized the Ministry of Defense for what he called a lack of transparency, arguing that the report failed to detail the root cause of the engine failure.
Puts the blame to the failure of an engine of an aircraft. Don't forget, these are army aircraft. Don't forget that these aircrafts are well maintained, well serviced, and an aircraft carrying a Chief of General Staff of the Army cannot be just taken that lightly.
But because of the Tonje rules, there was no way General Ogolla was not to become the next head of our military, the CDM. So he was taken out.
Kalonzo further emphasized that the investigation must be led by a credible and independent panel composed of individuals beyond the influence of government, warning that state-led investigations often serve as cover-ups.
We need an independent inquiry, possibly led by Parliament, because we cannot have a culture where military leaders are taken out, political leaders are taken out. These helicopter crashes must end.
The opposition also condemned the assault on students of Butere Girls High School who were set to perform a play titled Echoes of War during the Kenya Schools and Colleges National Drama and Music Festival. Kalonzo saying the incident is part of growing trend to silence voices of the government critics. Willie Lusige, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki is hitting back at what he terms as cheap politics and misinformation aimed at derailing the government's development agenda.
Speaking in Kiambaa in Kiambu County, Kindiki assured residents that the Kenya Kwanza administration is not only on track but also fully equipped to deliver on its promises. He dismissed critics as political opportunists out to mislead the public. Melita Olotenges has more.
Just a week after President William Ruto's high-profile tour of the Mount Kenya region, the Kenya Kwanza leadership was back in Kiambu, this time led by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, with a bag of development goodies and a stern political message. The DP, who led an empowerment program targeting women and youth in Kiambaa constituency, declared this moment a turning point for all stalled projects inherited from the previous regime.
Niko na habari njema. Habari njema ni kwamba sasa hivi tunavyoongea, serikali imepata rasilimali na pesa ya kutosha ya kukwamua na kukamilisha barabara zote ambazo zilikuwa zimekwama hapa Kiambu, hapa Central na Kenya mzima.
While Kiambu County has shown mixed reactions to President Ruto's leadership in recent past, Kindiki came out strongly to defend the government and his boss and called on Mount Kenya residents to remain steadfast and not to be swayed by naysayers.
So Mungu mtu asiwatishe, sijui yako na solution, sijui yeye ndiye kusema, mwenye kusema ako mbinguni. Sisi ni watu wa kufanya mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu.
Na ndio maana mkiona sisi tumekwamilia kwa hii serikali, ni sababu sisi Kiambu ndio tuliunda hii serikali without any apologies to anybody. Sisi kura zetu ndio zilikuwa nyingi kabisa of all counties in the Republic of Kenya. Hii watu wa Kiambu ndio walipea William Ruto kura nyingi zaidi.
Sasa nikuulize, mumeenda kupanda mahindi, umeongoja imefunwa, imepelekwa kwa store, imesiagwa, umeweka ugali kwa mesa. Wakati ugali umefika kwa mesa, mtu anakuambia tupige teke hii ugali, twende tutafute ingine hatujui. Hiyo inawezekana hiyo?
With the opposition accusing the government of focusing development on politically friendly regions, Kindiki maintained that no part of the country will be sidelined. The leaders also dismissed those criticizing their donations to churches and community initiatives, saying they owe no apologies for giving back. Melita Oletenges, Citizen TV.
All right, from Melita, we go to our guest today. We've been telling you all evening long. He is a controversial playwright who's been writing plays for the last 30 years or so. And the latest one, Echoes of War, is the one that's really raising eyebrows. Cleophas Malala, former UDA Secretary General, is in the house right here. Joins us live.
Yes, he is. I'm curious. When the Kalonzo story was ending, there was those images of that tear gas in Nakuru. But when you went to Kirobon School on Thursday night, to rehearse ahead of the Friday show, were you not concerned that it is late? This is a girls' school.
No. When I went to Kirobon High School, I went there at around 4 p.m. And drama rehearsals, if you've been in a school setup, are done between games time and 9-10 p.m. And it doesn't mean that if it's a girls' school, that nobody who is male is supposed to come in. So if that argument is advanced, then all cooks will be female, all watchmen will be female, all teachers will be female. And therefore that mind of a person thinking that it is dangerous for a renowned director like me to train a girls' school, I think it is myopic. I have been training Butere girls for the last 15 years. They have done my 15 plays. Of the 82 plays, Butere girls have done 15. And therefore, it is in bad faith for you to deny a child an opportunity to be prepared. We had to train the girls at night because the girls had traveled all day from Butere. When they arrived at Kirobon at around 3-4, they were locked into a room and told not to rehearse. And then they were told, you will perform the following day at 6 a.m. In the history of drama festivals, no item has ever been performed at 6. So to me, I thought this was a strategic step to ensure that the innocent girls of Butere girls are denied their rights to present. They were told to present without props. The lorry that was carrying their props and deckers was blocked at Salga. So what kind of leadership is this that is competing with innocent girls? And then they were forced to be escorted on stage with armed police officers. In this time and age, you still use excessive force on innocent girls? So I want to call upon, I have seen the president committing that is going to deal with those people interacting. I hope this is not another lie. I hope he is committed to that resolve. When you trace the history of the person who is trying to bring order in these echoes of war, trace the history of his hate to children, all the way from Kiamba Church to Langata School saga, to abductions of our children, now
was he
to Butere girls.
Was he, I don't know, was he directly linked to what happened in Kiamba? Those are very serious allegations.
I'm saying trace the history. They are documented in court sessions, international court sessions. Those are not my words. Dig the archives of international courts.
Would you want him to watch the play?
I would urge him. First of all, even if he cannot give the girls an opportunity, let him read the text of that play. The text of that play has no offensive language at all.
So there is no chanting in the play that goes, Ruto must go.
The play is circulated all over media. The play is an artistic play. In fact, set in a fictitious setup of in the Middle East. We have a person there called Sultan. I don't have a character called William Ruto. So why does he think that that Sultan is him? That play exposes the ever-widening gap between the young generation and the older generation across the world. Last year you saw the Gen Zs in Kenya, in Uganda, in Nigeria, in Syria. So this play addresses that concern across the world, not in Kenya. Why is Museveni not complaining about echoes of war? Why?
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Cleophas Malala, he's in the house. He's defending his play, Echoes of War. He's written 82 of them. 82 plays.
You said in 25 years?
Yeah, 25 years.
Wow. Amazing.
You're a playwright yourself.
Well, once upon a time. Before he was born.
Oh, yes.
But we're going to hear more from him in the next block. So, folks, stay tuned. Do not even think of touching that dial, because we're back in a little short while. At Queen Anchor Jeff.
At Barrows, at Citizen TV Kenya.
The hashtag is Sunday Live.
Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, coming up.
New Pepsodent Herbal, introducing a unique combination of natural ingredients with herbal extracts, salt and mint in an antibacterial formula for fresh breath, strong teeth and healthy gums that protects you and your family. Pepsodent Herbal, every smile matters.
Si niliwaambia? Halo, niletee kama kawaida.
Kama sio kavagara, wacha kiumane.
Hii chapati ni tamu sana.
Omera, sere bila kavagara, sio sere.
Dukani usitishe unga, itisha kavagara. Planning the perfect Easter and April school holiday getaway? Make unforgettable family memories in Dubai in a View Travel. Starting from $1,451 per person sharing, enjoy 5-night stay with breakfast, Dubai Parks and Yas Island theme parks, Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo, Kidzania, Global Village, Desert Safari and Abu Dhabi City Tour. And yes, your entry visa is sorted. Book now and lipa pole pole. Visit viewtravel.com or call and WhatsApp 0703-254-254. View Travel. Dream, explore, discover. Usisumbuliwe tena na viwavi jeshi au fall armyworm. Kenagro tunakuletea dawa ya Emaron inayomaliza fall armyworm kwa mahindi kwa kikamilifu. Emaron, mwosho mmoja wa fall armyworm kutoka Kenagro.
It is exactly 31 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Sunday Live here at Citizen Television. As we went to break, we were talking to Cleophas Malala, the controversial playwright, director of many, many plays that have won many, many awards across the country. His latest one, Echoes of War, is the one that's generated the most controversy.
It was supposed to be performed by Butera Girls, and in the end, it wasn't performed, and it's raised a whole
host of questions, more questions than answers. So we're going to try and get them answered, and that's why he's live in the studio here today. Cleophas, real quick, you were removed as Secretary General of UDA.
Yep.
When you wrote this play, was this sort of a revenge on the Kenya Kwanza government?
Jeff, I started conceptualizing the idea of this play in June, immediately after the Gen Z demonstrations. By then, I was still the Secretary General of UDA. I do not write plays because of my personal perception of life. I write plays, I'm inspired by the events unfolding in our society. And therefore, it would be wrong for somebody to say that I write plays to revenge or to advance my political agenda. I have done plays on social, topical issues. This year, I have done play on doping. I have done plays on dissemination of information on HIV/AIDS. I have done, this year, I did a play on the plight of police officers. And therefore, I just choose a topical section in the society and do a creative piece out of it. And therefore, it is wrong. I do not intend to advance any political agenda using my plays.
Mm-hmm. And I get why Jeff asked the question, because I just Googled Malala Gen Z protests, right? Citizen Digital reported on July 3rd of 2024, just fresh off the Gen Z protest. Remember the 25th of June was very pivotal, 2024. And this is the headline: UDA claims rejected politicians, NGOs sponsoring violence during Gen Z protests. Have you not now changed tune?
No, I did not. You know, that was a party's position. The play does not advance anybody's position. It has workshopped the events of the Gen Z demonstration and come up with a perception on how that problem can be sorted out. And therefore, that was a party's position. I was the Secretary General. The Secretary General is the spokesperson of a party. I do not speak for myself as Secretary General. I speak for the party. And therefore, whatever was said then was the position of UDA party.
So that was not your personal position?
That was not my personal position.
Tell me something. Did the script change from the regional competition to what we call, I guess, provincial, or to the final? Did it change in between?
I wrote this script and I made a commitment even to the cast, because last year we did not perform very well with the girls because the play kept on changing and they did not have time to internalize the play. I made a personal commitment to them this year that I'm going to give them a full script and we will do very minimal changes. The adjudication sheets from the sub-county to the county and the regional level, all adjudication sheets, we had 9 adjudicators appointed by the Ministry of Education. They gave it a green light. They said, this is a wonderful script. So at what point did they start seeing change in that script? The script that was performed at regionals was given a green light by 3 adjudicators, and we scored 90%. 90%. And they said, this is a wonderful script. The adjudication sheets are documents before the court, and nobody should be incriminated for changing. No rule says that you cannot change a script. Pieces of work grow.
So what changed?
Maybe, and you see, the people who said change, I have seen some letter circulating in the social media of the principal trying to put blame on the drama patron to show cause why the script changed. I want to say here, and let her challenge me, the principal of Butere Girls watched the play the first time at regionals. He had never watched the play before. So her writing a letter wanting to put now blame on an innocent teacher whose work was purely administrative. You all know the drama patron's work is purely administrative. So why would you want now to put all this load on an innocent teacher? The principal is retiring in two months' time, and therefore she does not want to spoil her career, and therefore she has taken all this load, placed it on the drama patrons. I want to say that that is very unfair. And the principal is doing that, not from her own instructions, but from instructions from above. And therefore, they want to put all this load. The person who wrote Echoes of War is Cleophas Malala. The person who directed Echoes of War is Cleophas Malala. If they have a question on the content of the Echoes of War, they should ask me.
And no one's asking you?
Nobody's asking me. Now they want to put all this blame on innocent teachers.
You didn't get any warnings over this script?
I have adjudicators' comments sheet from sub-county. We scored 79%. At counties, we scored 89%, number one. At regionals, we scored 90%. And therefore, it shows you, if there were any changes, there were positive changes to improve the item.
Okay, there's something you said. You talked about before the girls were set to perform, their props were detained at Salga, I believe you said. So one of the concerns that we've seen, making the rounds on social media is that the placards that were going to be used to demonstrate protests were provocative.
You see, you cannot adjudicate a play before you watch it. You cannot adjudicate a play in Salga, and the festival is happening in Nakuru. They would have given those innocent girls an opportunity to showcase. And then after the performance, we will be accountable on the piece that is there. And therefore, people should just stop being paranoid and face realities.
But speaking of protests and placards and all that, I'm just coming round back to what you were saying about this was a party position, this was not my position. Why would you make a statement that you do not believe in? You see, when you are a Secretary General, the constitution of the party dictates that you become the party's spokesperson. Recently, you saw Sifuna does not agree totally
with the William Ruto's administration. But when they were going to sign an MOU at KICC, he had to speak on behalf of the party. I know Sifuna. Whatever he was reading was the position of the party. His position, we know. He does not agree with William Ruto. And therefore, when you are given an opportunity, and I want to believe, even you, Jeff and Vic, Olive, and Olive, you do not, all these things you are reading here, you do not read them on your behalf. You're reading them on behalf of the Royal Media Services. And therefore, I cannot hold you accountable on everything that you read here.
No, but you did hear Sifuna yesterday when he spoke about the government shooting itself in the foot.
That's his position. But on the issue of ODM working with UDA, he does not agree to that school of thought.
Back to the play. Again, we talked about earlier on, things like Ruto must go. And you heard Chief of Defense Forces, you heard the DG of the NIS saying those statements are very provocative. Don't you think that's a little too political, using it in a school play like that?
He says it was not on
It was not.
Yeah, because there's no character called Ruto, there's a character called
Sultan.
But are they not parallel?
And even in the script, we do not have any slogan that goes Sultan must go. Read the script. It's circulated all over social media. We do not have any word. I'm a renowned scriptwriter. I cannot be that pedestrian in scripting. I use symbols, I use idioms, I use metaphors. So it's upon you to interpret. And be it as it may, what is the mistake of saying Ruto must go? In 2006, Ruto himself used to say Kibaki must go. So was it right for him to say Kibaki must go in 2006, and it's now wrong for us to say Ruto must go? Where in the Kenyan constitution?
Tell me, at any one time, were you warned by the government about this play?
No. Government, let me tell you, during county festivals, the drama committee at county level received guests from the National Intelligence Service, the area OCPD, the entire security team came to watch that play. We had the chairperson of the drama committee, who is a principal. We had the Kakamega County education director was there. He watched the play. And the play was given number 1. They awarded the girls. We proceeded to the regionals. At the regionals, the chairperson of drama in Kenya, Professor CJ, was seated in that hall. The regional director of education was seated in that hall. The principal of Butere Girls was seated in that hall. Every person who matters in the setup of drama and the education sector was seated in that hall. In fact, I even missed a seat. I sat on the floor watching my own play because the hall was packed. The results came out. The girls won. They awarded the girls. In fact, the regional director, the one who awarded the girls the trophy, they proceeded to national. So at what point now did they feel that it is offensive?
And I'm curious, what do you make of the response by the Interior Ministry, for instance, the Cabinet Secretary, saying that, you're using children to drive a political agenda?
Even the president said that earlier on today in church.
I think that is myopic. Huh? When you look at the set books these children read in school, all of them are political. All of them are political. The set book you did, during our days we did government inspector, yeah, a man of the people. So why do we imagine that these children do not know what is going on? So, and I want to tell Murkomen, these people you are calling children, they are seeing, they participate in the events of this country. They know what is going on. So when you call them children and they are not supposed to know anything, that is a mistake. As we speak right now, the caste that acted echoes of war. In 2027, there will be voters. So will you still call them children? No. And therefore, I am committed to ensure, I have said I will use an adult cast to perform the play, but before that performance, we must honor those young girls of Butere.
How are you going to do that?
By giving them an opportunity.
Where?
In any public event.
How?
Why? We can do it during...
You were tear-gassed the other day, as were journalists in Nakuru. You saw that, right?
Yes.
You were tear-gassed. I mean, where are they going to let you perform that play?
But you see, we also have other arms of government which make decisions. This is not a dictatorship. We exist within the limits of our laws. If the court declares so, who will this that will defy court orders?
What do you make, because you're talking about arms of government which make decisions. So the judiciary had said the girls should be given the opportunity to act out the play. And the CS for Education, Ogamba, says they were given the opportunity, they chose to sing the national anthem and get off the stage.
Victoria, how, it's not just an opportunity that we wanted. We wanted the girls to be given ample time and a good environment to perform their play. How do you take girls with police officers armed, standing at exits of the stage, telling the girls, go, they're intimidated, they don't have their decas. You've switched off the electricity of the hall so that they cannot even use their soundtracks. They thought those girls are children. You saw the heroic act they performed on stage, patriotism, and they told them now, between us and you, who are children.
Is it patriotism?
It is patriotism.
They would not perform the play without being present.
But how do you perform a play that you've not rehearsed? How do you perform a play without the stage properties? And those officials are seated there waiting for the girls to start performing. Surely.
At 6 a.m.
Yeah, at 6 a.m. No audience.
Tell me something. What happens now? Where do we go from here?
The Human Rights Commissioner and one of the old girls, and I want to celebrate Anifa Mango, who is the petitioner in this case. Anifa Mango was the lead character in 2013 in the play Shackles of Doom. Mm-hmm. That lady left school, pursued law. He is now an advocate of the High Court. When she heard that we have girls who have been denied opportunity, the way she was denied, almost denied an opportunity in 2013, she went to petition a case. So those two cases in court are going to ensure that we fight for the rights of the cast members. And we are going to advance it to a level whereby those girls must be compensated for their rights which were infringed.
What do you say to those who argue that non-teachers should not be allowed to script plays for school children?
It is quite sarcastic, paradoxic to advance that thought. The same people who are now saying that non-teachers should not teach drama students are the same people who did the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, which provides that they will invest in the creative industry. So are we now being told that the Kenya Kwanza administration now dictates that for you to be a creative arts expert, you must be a teacher? We are talking to the same people who are forcing the CBC curriculum, which demands for professionals to come and train students. So they are contradicting themselves. They have not workshopped their imagination for response. This thing caught them pants down and let them accept, be humble, and look for a resolution towards this.
If you're in the government right now, what would you tell them if you were in communication?
If I was in the government, I would ask William Ruto, be a father to these children. You cannot use force on our children. You cannot use dictatorship and intimidation on our children. Be a father. But also, before I talk to William Ruto, I would use Mama Rachel Ruto to step into this. Because one, she's an old girl of Butere Girls. Mm-hmm. In fact, the patron of the Alumni Association of Butere Girls. If you cannot speak, when your own school is being disadvantaged, is being intimidated, is being tear-gassed, when will you speak, Mama Rachel Ruto? We need to hear your voice. Now, as a mother, how are we going to have a resolution to this matter? Every play has got a conflict and a resolution. Even in this play that is being acted now by non-cast members of Butere Girls, we have the Murkomen there trying to give certain solutions. We have got the president, we have got Malala, we have got the police officers. We have a conflict, yes, at the moment. But now, just as a normal play, we must now have a resolution for the benefit of the child of Butere girls.
Should Kenyans expect to see this play anytime soon somewhere?
Oh, yes. The case, we've been given a date on 9th. Mm-hmm. And one of the orders that we are seeking now is to allow the girls to perform before an audience.
The same girls?
Yes. Before an audience, be it a school audience, but they must perform. Let them have that closure.
But right as of now, they're out of contention?
No, they are not participating in the festival. Huh? Okay. And you see, this play, the main objective is to ensure that the girls are satisfied, so that they have a closure. We have candidates in this cast. How would they feel as they go to sit for their exams?
How would the president feel if the girls had won?
And he had to sit through the play?
And they had to perform at State
And if I was William Ruto,
yes,
he has a state concert. The state concert is not a competition. Let him invite the girls. If he doesn't like Malala, say, don't come with Malala here. Come, perform before me, let me enjoy, have tea with the girls, have resolution, show fatherly warmth to the father. So I want to challenge William Ruto, if indeed you are a father, invite Butere girls during the state concert.
As we close, what happened when you were taken into police custody on Thursday? Were you asked any questions?
It was quite a dramatic moment. I was taken from Kirobon to Nakuru Central Police Station. And then they took me after 1 hour, placed me in the boot of a Subaru, and then took me in some wilderness. And to my recollection, I think it was Baringo County. So I was taken to that wilderness in fields, and they stopped at around 12 midnight. I was left in that Subaru alone, and every occupant of that Subaru disappeared.
In the boot?
No, yeah, I was left in the boot in the Subaru alone. Now, but the occupants disappeared. So I was left there thinking, I don't know what they wanted to do to me. After 1 hour, they came back, drove me to Elder Maravin police station. It was quite torturous for me.
Were you scared?
Very scared, of course, in the middle of nowhere at 12. You are left alone. You don't know what those people are planning in darkness.
After Elder Maravin, what did they do?
After Elder Maravin, they released me unconditionally. Nobody spoke to me. Nobody told me anything. They opened the gates of incarceration and told me, behold, walk out.
So lastly, what is it about Malala plays that attract the eye of government? You talked about Shackles of Doom and now Echoes of War.
No, I just speak on behalf of the society. That is it. We have a problem in this country. We must participate in the healing of this country. Some will choose to demonstrate. Others will choose to go to church platforms and give their solutions there. I have chosen to use the pen and the paper.
You are the people's watchman.
Oh, yes.
Cleophas Malala, good to see you.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing this. I can't wait to watch it.
I can't wait to watch it either.
Honestly. And millions of Kenyans as well.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Cleophas Malala there. Controversial playwright and dramatist and director is insisting Echoes of War will be performed at some point. All we can say is stay tuned. Meantime, we're going to take a quick break, come back, plenty more news ahead, including weekly feature Citizen Planet. Yes, indeed.
And I did a story.
You did? Is that Sudan?
Yeah.
Aha. At Koinange Jeff.
At Obaruz at Citizen TV Kenya.
Hashtag
Sunday Live.
Sunday Live takes a break. We'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, Victoria.
Picking the wrong allies? Amnesty International says the RSF in Sudan has used rape as a weapon of war. Details after the break.
Welcome to Boma Mabati Factory, the 2024 award winner in roofing solutions. All our products come with warranty and are KEBS certified. Be part of our many satisfied customers by visiting us to enjoy great discounts. Boma Mabati Factory, Mabati Poa, near Boma.
Visit the Nairobi Hospital for world-class healthcare. With over 650 specialized doctors and nurses, we offer unmatched multi-specialty services, including the fast biplane cath lab for cardio, neuro, and vascular treatments in the region. We also provide affordable kidney transplants, advanced CT and MRI scanners with AI integration, and brachytherapy for prostate cancer. Visit the Nairobi Hospital for world-class healthcare. The Nairobi Hospital. Healthcare with a difference.
Royal Mabati Factory Limited, your one-stop shop for affordable and quality guaranteed roofing solutions. Grab our offers. Pay 40%, get same-day production, relax at home, and enjoy free delivery. Call us on 0722 638383. Order today at www.royalmabati.com.
Naimba sasa haleluya, kwa msalaba nimepanda kutoka katika utumwa.
Kama ungependa wimbo wetu ameniweka huru kweli, iwe sikiza tune yako, ni rahisi. Bonyeza *811 *500#
na ukumbuke sikiza na Citizen ndio kwa wasanii wote.
Home is where it all begins, where love thrives and every surface tells a story. With Ace Multi-Purpose Cleaner, enjoy the calming pine scent, the calm scent of Ace Disinfectant with apple fragrance, the vibrant citrus scent of Ace Bathroom Cleaner, and the soft ocean fragrance. With Ace, you're one step closer to acing life on every surface. Ace, the scent of home and the power of clean. Ace products are available in all leading supermarkets countrywide.
People didn't believe that I bought my Land Rover Discovery from just influencer money. Can anyone make money online? Yes. Content is like losing weight. You kind of have to just do it for a long period of time for you to actually see those results. Where money is a motivator, for me, fear and shame just don't exist, because this is how I'm feeding my children.
Watch this story and more. Download the Citizen Digital app or visit www.citizendigital.com and find the Citizen Originals portal.
Kenya's #1 app, Citizen Digital.
What's next, Dario? You kick me out?
If you keep that attitude up, I won't have a choice, Carmen.
You see, the moment you try hard for somebody to understand you, that's the moment you realize that you don't need him or her.
Easter happiness all around! Win big with the WRC Safari Rally 2025. Red Fisher and feel the roar!
It is exactly 57 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Sunday Live here at Citizen Television. Now, news from further afield, and as the conflict in Sudan enters its second year, the Kenyan government's association with the Rapid Support Forces, the RSF, has once again come to the fore.
Amnesty International shining a spotlight on the sexual violence women and children, get this, as young as one, have suffered at the hands of RSF.
Now, the International Human Rights Organization is calling an arms embargo on Sudan and has called out President William Ruto's administration for not speaking out against the use of rape by RSF as a weapon of war. Olive Burrows has more.
An Amnesty International report released on Thursday documents the use of rape as a weapon of war by the Rapid Support Forces, a paramilitary group that has for the last 2 years been engaged in a civil war against the Sudan Armed Forces. The report documents the experiences of 16 women, majority of whom are refugees in Uganda who lived through hell at the hands of RSF fighters.
We have documented in the past that both SAF and RSF have been committing acts of human rights violations on civilians. But with this particular one, we're looking at almost everyone that was interviewed spoke about the RSF armed men raping women, gang raping women.
Last month, UNICEF reported to the UN Security Council that in 2024, 221 cases of rape against children were documented in 9 states of Sudan, 147 survivors being girls and 33% boys. Disturbingly, 16 of the children were under the age of 5, including 4 one-year-olds. One of the cases documented in the Amnesty International report, titled "They Raped All of Us," is that of Batul, not her real name, a mother of 6.
I was at home with my 6 children, including my sick daughter who has a heart disease. The RSF said they were arresting me because they knew I was a nurse and they wanted me to treat their injured soldiers. They blindfolded me and put me in a car and drove me to Al Amal Hospital in Khartoum North. They asked me to treat one of them who was critically injured. I told them that I was unable to do so because I was not a medical doctor. The injured man died the following day. On that second day, 8 RSF soldiers came to the room where I was detained. They beat me badly and then raped me one after the other. My unhealed C-section wound opened because I am diabetic and had given birth 9 months earlier.
Amnesty International is calling for protection of the civilian population through enforcement of an arms embargo, not only in Darfur, where it currently applies, but across the war-torn nation. Access to sexual and reproductive health services for survivors of rape is also a challenge. But not just in Sudan, but even for those who've sought refuge in neighboring countries, given the drastic cuts to humanitarian assistance after US aid was impaired. Amnesty International is calling on Kenya to take a stand against war crimes.
Its relationship with RSF includes spotlighting and putting at the center the human rights fundamentals in Sudan, including stepping up to be critical of the fact that a partner can commit mass rape, gang raping of women, subject women to sexual violence and sexual slavery. A partner like that needs to be called out.
All right.
Tough story.
A leadership crisis has hit the Evangelical Lutheran Church, Nyamira Diocese, as 2 rival bishops were installed in parallel ceremonies, with each faction claiming divine authority and the rightful mandate to lead.
That's right. Bernard Nyakundi was consecrated at Nyamira Boys High School grounds in a ceremony officiated by the church's presiding bishop, Dr. Joseph Ochola, while Andrew Atunga Ongondo was installed in a separate event in Ogango, in the outskirts of Nyamira town. Emily Chibet, there's more.
In a faith meant to unify, a bitter division has taken root. A spiritual tug-of-war is playing out in the heart of Nyamira, where the Evangelical Lutheran Church now finds itself with not 1, but 2 bishops, 2 different ceremonies and 1 diocese. At Nyamira Boys High School, Bernard Nyakundi was consecrated in a ceremony presided over by Archbishop Dr. Joseph Ochola. But just a few kilometers away at the Lutheran Church in Ogango, a parallel ceremony was taking place. Andrew Atunga Ongondo was also being consecrated, backed by a determined faction that insists their choice reflects the true voice of the people. The group is accusing the Archbishop of favoritism.
Askofu mkuu alituita mara ya pili na probably baada ya kushawishiwa na wale wanaomuongoza. Is in captivity, is a captive of certain individuals in the name of the returning officer. Maaskofu ambao ni predecessors wake walimshauri kwamba achilia watu wa Nyamira wawe na uchaguzi. ili wachague kiongozi wao na viongozi wao na wawe kitu kimoja, lakini aliyakataa hayo.
Katika dayosisi yetu ya Nyamira uchaguzi unafanyika katika ofisi kuu, na ofisi kuu yetu ni hapa mahali tuliko sasa, na uongozi wowote ambao unachaguliwa nje ya dayosisi, nje ya ofisi kuu ya dayosisi, hiyo ni kama ni uongozi usio halali.
Accusations of irregularities, two competing ballots, and deepening cracks within the church council have left congregants in confusion, pitting the church followers against one another.
Kwa sababu kulikuwa na uhaba wa delegates, waligeuza hata wale relatives kutoka madhehebu mengine kama Seventh Day Adventist, Roman Catholic Church na madhehebu zingine, wakawa wapiga kura na wakamchagua.
The Archbishop, however, insists that leader of any diocese is consecrated by him.
This is the bishop that will represent this diocese in our church council, in all the bodies and functions of this church. Therefore, if somebody comes from somewhere claiming to be the Bishop of Nyamira, that is outside Evangelical Lutheran Church in Kenya.
Siku ya leo, kwa sababu kanisa na askofu mkuu wamekuwa pamoja nasi, wamefanya kazi yao, na wahakikishia ya kwamba kupitia nguvu zake Mwenyezi Mungu itafanya kazi katika dayosisi hii ya Nyamira. Inajua ya kwamba kuna wenzetu ambao hawako hapa, lakini nataka kusema ya kwamba mlango huu wazi.
With tensions rising and the faithful left adrift, one question lingers: when will the church that preaches unity find the humility to practice it? Emily Chebet, Citizen TV.
All right, switching gears here, and tens of families have been left homeless after their homes at Ngelani in Athi River, Machakos County, were demolished.
The residents claim the homes were destroyed by goons under the supervision of police.
On Saturday morning, Ngelani residents in Athi River woke up to a shocking incident that left 20 families homeless. This after tens of hired youth stormed Ngelani homes with crude weapons, destroying every structure of the 5-acre piece of land. Among victims of the demolition is Wangoi Waweru. She is yet to come to terms with the massive loss. She witnessed as Rodi youth reduced her multi-million shillings property into ruins.
What has happened today is extremely sad and very unfortunate. We were ambushed at 2 in the morning, no notice, nothing. Yeah. Now we have children. We don't know where to take our children. We have young children, 7 months, 8 months. Where do we sleep tonight?
Walikuwa na goons, walikuwa na miti na mapanga, walikuwa wanaingia wanatupora, wanachukua simu, wanachukua TV, gas.
As they try to salvage whatever they can from the ruins, oblivious of what the future holds, the residents blamed police for aiding and abetting the demolitions.
Jua hii gari ni ya polisi ya ukweli ama ni makaratasi walikuwa wamebandika, hatuwezi jua hawa walikuwa maafisa wa ukweli ama walikuwa, lakini walikuwa wamejihami.
The matter has since been reported at Athi River Police Station as affected families continue to call on the government to intervene. Crispino, TNO Citizen TV.
What is principle? Imagine a country where a question over the integrity of a sitting president could lead to her resignation.
That's right. Now, in terms of it may be far-fetched in this part of the world, but guess what? In Mauritius, it's a reality, as the nation's first elected female president stepped down just 3 years into her term.
Mashima Kapombesa down with Dr. Bibi Amina Firdaus Gurib Fakim, the 6th president of Mauritius, and filed this report.
A warm smile and gentle laughter set the tone for our interview with the former president of Mauritius, a woman thrust into power after years of academia, serving as professor of organic chemistry, dean of the Faculty of Science, and pro-vice chancellor at the University of Mauritius.
I always describe myself as being the accidental president. And while I was minding my own business, the consortium of 3 parties decided that we would push my name forward as president. As I had nothing to lose, I said, why not? Because I had the appetite to take risk right across my career. And they went with my name for president, and they won, and I became president.
Between 2015 and 2018, Dr. Bibi Amina embraced the challenge, letting her background in science and her identity as a woman shape her approach to leadership.
First of all, I think I broke the mindset that a woman cannot be at the helm. And whether we like it or not, we still live in a male-dominated world. The second thing I wanted to define my presidency was through the lens of science and sustainable development. And I was kind of lucky in a way because the 2015, the last quarter of 2015 was very important because we've had the SDG voted at the UN in September 2015, and then we had the Paris conference. And that was the first really successful COP that the world had seen.
So a lot of successes in your tenure, but also you resigned.
Yes.
Why?
I resigned because, when I was when I was at the presidency, I worked with the Gates Foundation, and I was pushing for precisely the innovation gender agenda. And interestingly, I was given a credit card to use, and who uses a credit card is the most transparent way of spending. And one of these days, I just woke up, looked at the newspaper, and all my bank details were in the press. And there my personal details were all there. And no media reported on the fact that I had refunded everything on the credit card 1 year before my details were leaked. And interestingly, this makes a great platform to seek my removal. So I was removed from office and I was forced to resign because I had used a credit card which I had refunded 1 year ago.
In this part of the world, people don't resign. Could you talk to us about that part of integrity of our leaders where if there are questions on their integrity, then you can step back?
I resigned precisely at that level because there cannot be perception that the Prime Minister and the President, they're not functioning, they're not speaking term. So I left on that basis, and I'm very happy because at the end of the day, it's the integrity, it's the reputation, and also it's the function of an institution that matter more than personal agendas.
Yeah. A commission of inquiry was launched after her resignation amid accusations of a conflict of interest in her role as a state officer. But despite numerous hearings over the years, the inquiry was never concluded. Even after leaving office, the former president remains active, championing a stronger, more united Africa.
The Trump tariffs, it's really made the global trade order come undone. And I've seen a lot of nations have come out with retaliatory tariffs. Can Africa also have a response? Would you expect Africa to have one?
You know, what is happening right now, we are living in the era of uncertainty. And this will have a big impact on investment because no investors will want to invest in that climate. But I think I go beyond the negatives. I think it's time now for Africa to rethink her strategy, rethink the aid strategy. I know that aid, for example, in Kenya has helped a great deal with PEPFAR and a few initiatives. But as has been said before, aid support has been a tried and tested method, but it's time to call for a new method.
How do you think then they can get to that place where they can speak in one voice?
African countries, I think they have all deposited instruments for the Africa Free Trade Agreement, the AfCFTA. Mind you, one of the biggest and most integrated continent is Europe, where they have over 75% integration. But Africa, we are just under 20%, but we are still nascent in terms of the signing of this agreement. But I think it's a very powerful tool to ensure that we trade more with each other and we start recognizing what our neighbors have been developing and learn from each other. And already we find that the BRICS is there, and the BRICS is already 60% of the world global population. The BRICS GDP has exceeded that of G7. And the BRICS is at the cusp of making a big dent in world trade. So it is time now that the current climate is there to really look at partnership. And this will be the salvation for the future. Yeah.
Mauritius has consistently ranked among the most peaceful countries in Africa and one of the continent's most competitive and developed economies. The government offers free universal healthcare, free education all the way to university, and free public transport for students, senior citizens, and people with disabilities. So what lessons can Kenya draw from this small island nation?
We already partner with Kenya. We have many banking sector is a partnership. In many other sectors, we do actually partner with Kenya. But we'd like to see more. And one area where we can learn from Kenya is precisely within the energy sector. Kenya is already quite big in the geothermal, for example, and we are increasingly looking at clean energy. So learning from Kenya is very, very important. And also Kenya has a very youthful population, and through this, and Kenya has been a giant in mobile money.
In conclusion, what should former presidents do once they are out of office? Because in this part of the world, it becomes a bit difficult. There are tensions between former leaders and current leaders. How is your situation in Mauritius? Do you play a role in terms of advice, or can you sit down with the current president and have a conversation on how to lead the country forward?
You know, I'm so involved internationally. I'm very involved with Africa. And I have been given really a megaphone after the presidency. So by ricochet, my country is benefiting. So I do that. And my task has been made easier, as much as I'm a scientist, I'm a woman, and I bring to the table a new narrative. That's what Africans and the world want to see. So that's what I do. So I'm at the service of the continent and globally, and I'm very happy doing that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Oh, nice interview there with Mauritius' former president, huh? Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Stepping down from office, not an easy thing.
Imagine that. Mm-hmm. Takes a lot of guts. All right, let's switch on to our weekly feature, Citizen Planet. And what becomes of paper once it's done its job? A scribbled notebook, yesterday's newspaper, or that paper bag from a quick delivery? Well, while most of us throw it away without a second glance, a group of visionary youth in Nipashe sees the possibility where others see waste.
That's right. They're transforming a discarded paper into something powerful, standing aids and wheelchairs that are changing the lives of children living with disabilities. Agnes Sulu produced this inspiring story on Citizen Planet tonight.
In the quiet village of Kinamba, Naivasha, 13-year-old Anne Nyambura faces the world from a seated position, her young body battling the weight of hydrocephalus, a condition that has robbed her of the ability to stand. But where many see limitation, her father sees possibility. With unwavering hope and a heart full of dreams for his daughter, he searches far and wide, chasing every treatment, every tool, every flicker of hope to help Anne rise and one day reach for the stars.
Nimekuwa nikienda Kijabe Clinic, na nilipokuwa nikienda nikawa nikiuliza kama kuna kitu yanaweza kumsaidia kusimama.
Just a few kilometers away in Kayole village, still in Naivasha, a once quiet and heavy heart now beams with joy. Good. Mercy Nyambura is a mother transformed. Her days are now filled with laughter and learning as she cares for her 2-year-old son who lives with cerebral palsy. Every day, she searched for what was best for him, embracing the journey with love, patience and fierce determination.
Tumekuwa tukiulizia Jian vile anaweza keti, na hapo ndo tulikuja tukauliza watu wa Jian Care tunaweza pata wapi kiti? Juu tulikuwa tunaona huko kuna tuviti tuzuri wanaweza kaa.
To the naked eye, these chairs and standing aids look ordinary, even unremarkable. But look a little closer and you'll find something extraordinary. These life-changing tools are crafted from waste paper. They've become symbols of possibility, giving Stephen and Marcy new hope for their children's futures. So, how do paper scraps turn into powerful tools of mobility and independence? Let's take you to where it all begins. It all starts at collection points like the bustling scene in this cafe. Here, Honest Karaoke is part of the appropriate paper-based technology team, a group that sees paper in a way that most don't, as more than just something to write on.
Kila karatasi kuna place inatumika. Yeah.
At this center, paper waste is carefully sorted, then transformed. Boxes are layered, one upon the other, using a sticky wheat flour paste.
From this board, ndipo tunachora the device that we want to make.
For 2 years now, this workshop has been a beacon of hope, receiving orders from those in desperate need of assistive devices. Devices that remain out of reach for so many. Every step is a vital part of the transformation, and discarded paper is reimagined into life-changing tools.
Naunganisha. Ikiwa complete vizuri, ndio natumia the karatasi za saron.
Hii tunaweka tu kwa corners peke yake, lakini hii ya white na brown pia tunaweka kwa nini yote, kwa device yote. Tukimaliza kuweka brown itakaa kama hiyo. Tunapatia time kidogo inakauka, alafu tunapaka rangi.
Jessica Matombai, an occupational therapist, finds purpose in working with children living with disabilities. She deeply understands the challenges parents face in supporting their children's unique needs, not just as a professional, but with empathy and experience.
We often find that families, they don't have special equipment or access to wheelchairs or special seating aids. And so they're left putting their child on the sofa or lying on the bed all day, to the point that they were actually like stuck in a position like this because they had been lying for so long.
Jessica demonstrates why assistive devices made from waste paper are a game changer for children like Anne and Gian, offering them newfound independence and hope for a brighter future.
Many of these children, they have very weak head control, and so they're not able to hold their heads upright. So that's why we put a special wedge underneath so that they can be on a firm, secure surface and safe, but at the same time it helps so they can stay in an upright position.
Through the innovation of assistive paper technology, parents are gradually finding a renewed sense of hope. Their children, once limited by their conditions, are now sitting upright, some even standing, and engaging with their surroundings in ways they never thought possible.
Nilileta hapa ni mwaka jana na hakuwa na nasimama, miguu yote ilikuwa milegevu. Lakini kwa sasa hata ukimsimamisha yeye mwenyewe unaona bado hajarecover vile, lakini hii mguu moja ina uwezo wa kusimama.
Nikaona jana akikalia hiyo kiti anatulia vizuri, kwa najua kilala sana imsaidii. Najua si kazi rahisi, lakini kusema tu hawa watoto wanafaa kulelewa vizuri kama watoto wale wengine.
While these assistive devices do come at a cost, they're a fraction of the price of conventional alternatives, proving that life-changing support doesn't have to break the bank.
We only charge $2,000 to get this device. But again, if you don't have the $2,000, we are very happy to give it to the parent and to the child who needs
When burned, organic materials like paper release hazardous